You are now listening to the Old Head, New Head podcast with your hosts, Eric Iberg and Ethan Schaefer.
Goddamn kids.
Shut up, old man!
Oh, what's that you get? What's that you're smoking on there?
Fuck, man. First, since we're starting this episode, we didn't take the count. You didn't ask me at the end of last show.
Yeah, how many you smoked for that last episode?
9. I got 9 on a Johnny Big Air. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, man, once again, blessed. Ross Jacob came through from Dark Horse Farms. Starting to get a little low if you don't know. Don't know if it'll make us through the Crichton. But give thanks, Dark Horse Farm. They got all my THC and CBD needs. We got gummies, we got lotions, all that shit. And the reason why I can smoke, big thanks to Blazy Susan. They got my papers, they got my filters, they got pre-made filters. Just fucking stoked.
You know what's crazy? I had never seen Blazy Susan until you brought them up to me and showed me what you're smoking on. And we're camping at the campfire. Turn to the person to the left of me. They're rolling up some Blazy Susan. Pink
The
paper.
third largest rolling paper company in the world, only behind Raw and Zigzag.
That's craziness. That's
Fuck
crazy.
yeah, I didn't know them either, man. Like, and it's even weird. Like, I got pink papers and pink filters, and I promise you, no one. They see me without like the blade. They go, "What? Never thought you would smoke pink papers, Iberg."
Pink papers. They're in. They're in. So, who do we have today?
Fucking EdJoy. I don't even know how to say his real name, but yeah, I'm gonna like. I'll say this is, to me, this is the shit. Like, I think he's like 21, 22. Like, I've got to see him in real life once on some like rail jam in the fall on some dirt. And I'm convinced he's like beyond the real deal. So I'm excited to see how he ticks and talks because he's got his own drummer. He has his own lane. He's just a unique anomaly. You can't even type his name in, man. He has no posts on Instagram. Nothing comes out. Like, he's the opposite of everyone. Like, I can't wait to see what he thinks a pro skier should be because he don't do what everyone else thinks you need to do.
EdJoy is like, because honestly, you kind of brought him to me for this idea because you had a long conversation with him prior to the show. For me, he's like one of the weirdest dudes in skiing. Super young. And I know that the kids love him. So when you
didn't have like an opinion before?
Yeah, my opinion of him before was just like I knew that the younger generation, even younger than me, loved him. And then I saw him for the first time at X Games when I went probably 2022. And I was telling you this, and I still have to find some footage of it for you. He was like breakdancing in the corral at the bottom after hitting the big air jump. And I was just like, who the hell is this kid?
So you really had no, like, other than that X Games experience, he wasn't someone on your radar?
Well, no, that was just the start of it. Like, after that, like, I've seen him in some videos. Like, I remember him in the Kimbo Sessions recap video that E-Cook did. But, like, he's just a guy that kind of flies under the radar unless you're really looking for him. Which makes him so dope because you've kind of explained some of the reasoning for that he hopefully he'll share with us. But he's a serious guy.
Think the reason why he is liked in his generation and the younger kids is because he's mysterious, like a Candide, how he just disappears?
I don't know if he's at the same level of mysterious.
No, I'm not talking ski-wise, but I'm saying like,
yeah,
it's really like it's not normal to not be out there.
Yeah, I also think he's not one of those dudes that's like trying to get everybody to know his name, which I think makes people like him more. Like, he's a weird dude in his own lane that doesn't really care about being famous or being the biggest name in the world. Like, it seems like he just cares about skiing and skiing in a new way.
Well, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked that you don't totally know. I'm stoked I totally don't know. And it'll be fun, whatever we learn and whatever is EdJoy's world.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's done a podcast before. I don't think
he has. He did one with Alex Hackle.
Okay.
And so I think I watched a little of it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna I think I'm a little more upbeat than Alex. But old EdJoy, he's a little slower than most, and not slower by like and you can tell because he spends time on everything. What he's going to say out loud, how he's going to ski, and that's what I mean, not in a negative way at all. But I don't know. As you can tell, I'm a little faster than most.
A little fast talking, almost scaring Johnny Mosley off.
Fuck yeah, he wasn't ready for that shit, dude.
Johnny Mosley did not know what he was stepping into with that last episode. That was hilarious.
One of my highlights of fucking life, man.
He was trying to get away with loose dates and, it was generally around that period of time. And you're like, no, it was not 97. It was 96.
Yo, I had to research his Muffin Man story, and I found the truth, and he didn't tell us the whole truth. But if anyone wants to get lost in maybe the gnarliest story I've ever read about a fellow skier, go type in Johnny Mosley in Outside Magazine. I don't know, man, if you could get away with destroying someone like that nowadays. Yeah, Muffin Man, the whole article, all fucking 20 pages in Outside Magazine, 1998 was about the Muffin Man.
Yep. Should we invite EdJoy on?
Yeah, you got his email ready to send it to you?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be easier if you could send it because I am on a precarious internet situation right now, so I don't want to fidget too more than needed, really.
You go like this.
And Iberg, before EdJoy joins, where are you coming to us from this week?
Excelsior, Minnesota. Same place, not the same time, but in the garage. And you, it looks like you're in a van today.
Yeah. I was trying to coordinate with Win, but there was it's Memorial Day weekend. It's a little hectic. So I am directly across the street in Welch's at the Pub 26 parking lot. They are closed, but the Wi-Fi is on. So let's see how that holds up.
Yeah, Pub 26.
Pub 26. I don't know if they would approve of me sitting here for a couple hours poaching their Wi-Fi, but that's what we're gonna do.
Whatever, we just hyped them. Pub 26, everyone go in Welch's.
Dude, I actually really enjoyed this. This is a fun bar, dude. They have this Aerosmith pinball machine. I've probably put like $30 into that the past week.
And then they still got the Thriftway across the street.
The Thriftway is just a little bit up the road, but yeah, that plaza's up the street.
Pub 26. Where the fuck is Pub 26?
It's this big yellow building on the side of the road.
I bet you that was the bar I was trying to tell you about that had like Taco Tuesdays and shit back in the day.
Yes, they still do taco. I think they do Taco Thursdays now.
All right. Right before Rhododendron or something, or right after. I don't know.
Yeah, right in this area. Yeah, you got it. You know the spot.
I lived there, man. I lived in Welch's, right? I lived Country Club Cirque Court or something. I don't know. It was like the left right after, if you're headed towards Sandy, right after that junction with the grocery store and stuff.
Yeah.
I lived in the trees.
Do you miss living in the trees?
Fuck no, dude. It's so depressing. Like, even sunny days, you don't see sun. And you're under the canopy of fucking Lower Hood.
You're just in an umbrella all the time.
And then if you're on the fucking west side of Hood, like, it's always rainy. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's an awesome experience to be part of. But, man, I just remember sleeping on the floor in my house, trees falling during windstorms. Like, maybe it was a mile, maybe it was 5 miles away, but my whole, like, body vibrating and just being like, okay, is a tree falling on my house tonight? And you'd see, like, trees falling houses all the time in that area.
Yeah.
400 feet fucking tall.
Dude, yeah, this place is crazy. I camped on the other side of the mountain for the first time on, like, Road 630. That place is like bone dry, dude. There's nothing. There's like no moisture over there. It's great.
It's that side of the mountain stops it all, or volcano. Like, it's holding the world.
It's so crazy. I love it.
EdJoy's in. He said he's just finishing up, and then he'll ring us.
All right, sick. And is he in Europe?
No, he is Quebecois.
Oh, beautiful. Dude,
comes from the same legacy area as J.F. Cousin and Vinny Dorian, and Maud and Frank Raymond.
Whoa,
and, the Tremblant people.
Yeah, the Tremblanters. Oh, let's see. I think we got EdJoy with us.
Hola, hola. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sick.
Yo,
what is up?
A lot. Chilling at the cabin
Hell yeah. Where are you right now?
in the wood.
Which woods?
A location,
you know,
man, like a city and a country and a state.
Yo, I'm in Quebec, up Les Laurentides, towards like Mont Tremblant. Have a little cottage in the wood. And yeah, this is like where I do all my stuff, kind of work with Wi-Fi, you know.
That's awesome, dude.
Thanks for being on this, EdJoy. Like, just to explain everyone, if this is the first one they're tuning into, you know, the New Head, Old Head podcast, kind of the point of it is to pick everyone's brain, you know. For me, it's like to kind of be able to teach the old head stories. Maybe kids can learn from it. And then listen to you guys' stories that are coming up in the game now. And kind of, for me personally, just to learn why you guys do it. But at the same time, we could have a conversation, and maybe kids that want to do what you guys do in the future can learn just even how you guys function. You know, because like you guys are all so special and so unique and so different that, I don't know, we want to use this podcast as ordered, have a platform to tell kind of people to get maybe an idea, because you guys are all very unique, special, and different. And so if we can give that platform to teach people about it, and that's kind of what makes you great. So thank you, man. I appreciate your time today.
Big ups to you guys.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. So EdJoy, I want to start out with this because Iberg and I were both having trouble. Could you give the folks the correct pronunciation of your name? Because all I know you by is EdJoy. But yeah, let her rip.
Édouard Therriault. Édouard
Therriault.
Beautiful. I did not want to botch that with the intro, but we're very happy to have you here. Iberg told me that you and him had a phone call probably a couple weeks ago, and he just became completely infatuated with your worldview and just wanted to share it with everyone. So we're stoked on it, and I just want to ask you, like, what you've been up to lately. I know you're a guy that it's kind of hard to keep track of what you're doing. So were you doing the Kimbo thing this year? Like, what you been up to lately?
Yo, sweet man. Thank you for that question. I don't know. I kind of just been skiing. I feel like, which is I'm super grateful for. Like a lot of new opportunity again. Which like I skied Ghibli again this year, which was super cool. Got to film for a few months again. The homies from Europe like Danny B, Matej, Tormod, Ferdy, and Ethan came to my place and visited me, and we got to film also. And then did a few World Cups here and there, kind of just like back to back. So then I could like have some more time to do my own stuff after. And yeah, went to the US, did Super Unknown again, or for the first time this year, and like got to meet so many new skiers and like just like get to bound with them for a vacation, like a week of vacation pretty much. It was so sick. And then flew straight to Sweden and got to Clapham a few days earlier, helped out Kim with building, and yeah, shredded for a week straight, like maybe like 8 hours a day. I don't know. It was just pure nonsense, but pure love as well. Just friendship and skiing.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Iberg, these guys have such great lives, dude. It's like just bouncing all over the place, man. It's so awesome.
Yeah. A lot of feels like a spider web.
Yeah,
just like connecting with everyone, and slowly I feel like those webs are getting thicker and thicker, and just like better connection with people and industries that you weren't really tapped in. And so yeah, it's easy now. Back home for the summer.
That's a busy year, bud. And it's still, hey, it's not even this show comes out probably in October, I think. And so right now we're talking to the end of May. So it's pretty crazy. We're only talking about a 6-month schedule at most that you just brought up.
Yeah. Word. And it's only the beginning. I feel like those opportunities that before I didn't have, I feel like now I'm taking them so that allows me to ski even more. So like I feel like this season I just like skied more than I've ever been, and I've loved skiing more than I've ever been right now. Like I haven't loved skiing more than I've been right now. It's crazy. Like it's really deep, and like in the right way as well. I feel like I've waited to accept some sort of like opportunity and stuff. So then like I know everything kind of like came naturally with like my values and how I see stuff, and yeah, you know, fun.
How old are you right now?
21.
Damn. You are youngest so far.
Yeah, definitely our youngest guest so far. That's awesome. Iberg, where do you want to start all this? You want to
Chronological, man. Let's do it the same way so we can learn about him. Like where the fuck he's from. Like we've done it with everyone, so we kind of just get to learn like where you come from, like what got you into shit, and then kind of go from there. So let's just do the same shit we always do.
Absolutely. Let's learn about a young EdJoy. EdJoy, where are you from originally?
Born in Montreal at Notre Dame Hospital, and kind of live like in a suburban, maybe like 15 minutes away from the city, which is called Lorraine. And then from there, I had a cottage where I'm at the moment, which is a little more up north, maybe like an hour and a half from Montreal, let's say. And that's where it's kind of gets like more hilly and stuff. So obviously there's like just on our way from Montreal to here, there's maybe like 7 or 8 ski resorts that are just like on the highway going up. So yeah, grew up skiing over here and like skied in the winter, and in the summer I would skate all summer. And then like at some point when I started being like 15 or 16, I got my first job at Maximize, which is like a training facility. And yeah, like kind of like that was like my first time I could like ski during the summer. Or, like,
Wait, so do you know what Maximize is, Ethan?
Yeah, Maximize is like that training facility up there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like to put in perspective, this is one of only 2 airbags. Last year was the only airbag in North America. So
like that.
And so I'm curious right now, we're skipping around, but like, what do you do at 15 with Max? What was your job? Like, I just can imagine that'd be a dream job of mine if I could work at an airbag and just do like every day. So like, what did you do at age 15 for Max as a job at the airbag?
I was a coach pretty much. So I had the camp, like a scheduled camp for 6 days. So from Monday till Sunday, and
15-year-old coach.
Basically, so I was 15 or 16, so I had no car, so I couldn't like again maximize. Like if my house is here and my cottage is here, then it would be like maybe in between, and it's like half an hour to each. So I could take the bus, but like after a long day of working, finishing at like 8 at night, it was just like. Not really like, I don't know. It was not really meant for me to like travel back home. So I was like staying, they had like a dorm place so like the whole place like maximizes like an old ski resort called Mont Castor that he bought and kind of just been like did a lot of groundwork, cut some trees and installed, years and years. It can just keep like evolving and stuff, and then he become with having like a proper airbag setup with a super tram. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna make a summer camp, and I was the guy running the ski camp. And so I was
at age 15 does he know that you can be a coach? Like, you haven't already bust in the scene, but you must be super talented. This is probably like 2017, I'm thinking. Like, how, I don't know. Like, you got the...
Yeah, I knew how to do stuff for sure. Like, I knew how to do, like I could teach people how to...
How did he know about
stuff, but I had no certification, but whatsoever. It is what it is. But all I say is, like, it was great, man. It was great. Like I would wait.
How did Max know about who EdJoy was at it? Like at this time period in your life?
Oh, because I hung out at this place before, and like I just been spending a lot of money at this place, and kind of just had no money at the end. And like definitely my parents helped me, like finance those sessions. But then at some point it was just like if I want to keep going there, I might as well just work and kind of get it for free or like have a deal, you know. And that's what happened.
He saw there was something to nourish.
Pardon?
Max saw that there was something to like want to help you nourish how good you were, right?
Yeah, and also I was helping him out with filling that job, because I feel like not a lot of people could have fit my job, because I was literally spending like 6 days a week in Maximize. I was like sleeping there, and then all the kids at the time were sleeping in that dorm at the bottom. So he has the old ski chalet. So at the top, it's his place, and at the bottom, it's like where all the campers were. So then I would like wake up, make breakfast for all the campers, then we'd go tramp for a bit, then have a session. Then I would, like at the end of the session, I would like go run down to the basement and like do like some sort of like lunch plate with like just meat and bread and tomatoes and whatever, and then bring that to the kids, and then like they would eat. Then we'd do a bit of tramp, then we would sesh again, and then at night I would like open up the barbecue and chef up some food, and then like bring it up to the kids. And it was crazy. Like at 15, like running like so many tasks and being able to like complete them because you're just totally in love with what you do. Like yeah, I don't know. It was a good time for me to do it.
Far ahead, man. Like let's get back into that later, but like let's rewind a little bit.
I got a question. I got a rewind question while we're just talking about training really quick, and this is actually will take us back. Like, EdJoy, how did you get good at skiing? Like, because I mean, you were coaching other kids, but like, where did you learn all your skills, and how did you learn all your skills? Like, did you have a coach? Were you just riding with your friends? How did that come about for you?
Word, great question. I think it comes from a lot of like, I would see it as like entities around me that like I had like inspiration from him, from them, from this, and like kind of all of everything like that was like surrounding me was like inspiration, or like got me good at where I'm at, if you know what I mean. And then if I can get more detail in that, I feel like my friends were the most, how would you say, like most impactful in my, for my skiing when I was a child. And then like most of the time, like their older brother and like older people too, were like, I don't know, I just grew up with like, I don't know, it's crazy. It's a lot.
Or do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got one older brother and then 2 older sisters. So we're 4 in the family. And
you're the youngest?
Yeah, and my my brother is a boarder, and my older sister as well. And then my older sister, that is the youngest, is a skier. So it's like 2. So I kind of grew up like, when I first like got introduced to the park was because of my brother. Like, he was the one, I was riding with him, and he was a snowboarder, and he was like on O'Neill and Nitro and just like doing all sort of like snowboard stuff around here because it was popping, you know. And yeah, I got to meet like all his friends, and like I grew up on snowboard movies like Mad Dog Productions movie, Picture This, and like Tech 9 movies as well. Like I didn't get ski movie until I was like maybe like 13 or 12 or 13.
Did you watch like all the, I think it was Empire, the snowboard movies from Quebec used to put out, I think in the 2000s?
Probably. Man, yeah. Probably, man.
What was your shit then? What were you watching though? Like when you were getting into it with your brother? Like what was your snowboard?
Tech 9. Tech 9. and we had the Picture This movie as well from Mad Dog Production. That was a steezy one, and then like I don't know, all sort of like G.P. Walker and like
Hey,
Jeremy
you were a
Jones.
little kid when these movies came out. Like all Finger on the Trigger Tech Nine videos were done by 2005.
Yeah.
So you were little. So I guess so.
I mean, we had the cassette, like the amp cassette, like because it. When I'm talking about like Picture This or like Mad Dog Production, it was like DVDs, but like before that, it was like just like straight up amp cassette, and like
we called them VHSs.
Word VHS. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Cause yeah. You're
I'm saying 21 years ago, man, DVDs were outsold VHSs. So it's really fun.
no, but like there's I was just like the big cassette, you know. Of course, it's a VHS, but yeah, it's all love. And yeah, kind of like afterwards, I was introduced when I was 8 into Mont Tremblant ski club. With like that's when I pretty much met like all my good like roots friends pretty much from like skiing at that place. And then like we just like it like they, of course they were coaching us, but like they were hyping the group, and we would like push ourselves within this group, you know, like yeah, it was beautiful, really something unique. And then did a few contests just for laughing because my parents brought me and went pretty good. And then I got introduced to like when I went to like high school, that's when I got introduced to like Phil Morin, who's running Sweat Free Ski, who's like pretty much the biggest like ski school or like freestyle school in Quebec. He's running it since a while, pretty much like almost 10 years now.
What is his name again that runs SWAT?
Phil Morin.
Okay.
I have a quick question that's not related that maybe you guys can help me figure out. Why is every single Quebecois named Phil? Please, like, I need an explanation, dude, because I just met a bunch more Phils here.
You know what all the girls are named?
What are all the girls' names?
Marie.
No.
Yeah, Marie T, Jean-Marie, Phil, Jean-Phil.
Why is everyone Phil? Like, what's up with the name Phil? I need to know, because it's actually crazy.
Yeah, I'm not in the capacity to answer that question. I'm sorry. But great question. You should Google
you know?
No, but we're going to have Phil Bellinger on the show, and we're going to have Phil Casabon on the show. So let's ask one of the Phils.
Okay, great. Hopefully they know.
So I guess here's my question. Now that we're in ski school, like, so I'm imagining like when you're 8, it's like 2010 or 11, I think I put it in my head while you were talking, and you're getting into this, you're being pushed by your friends. Now you might be watching a ski movie together with your friends, like, and you're learning about Tremblant legends because there's a shitload. Like what outside influence other than your crew, like from movies or people that you looked up to at Tremblant, like who was an influence at your time? Because Quebec has the most legends I know. So I'm interested, like, who influenced you the most that was like did something as a super pro at that time?
Yeah, I don't know. It all comes with like within time, you know, like.
Well, start with them all,
the
man.
person that I like now versus the person that I like when I was 8 is
totally.
So
I want to know who the first person was. Who is like the first guy you saw on Twin Tips and you're like, oh my God, he's the dopest Quebecer ever. Or even not Quebecer.
Well, not Quebecer would be like T. Wallish.
Okay.
You know, like 4x9 stuff. And more, I don't know. And like, yeah, I feel like knowing about it was crazy because like I didn't even like now I'm so well educated on it, but I feel like before I had no clue that we had a scene. Like when I first like was on like Twin Tips, I had no clue we had a scene in Quebec or like that big influence around the world. So then like when you like watch video of like Tom Wallish and like I don't know, it was just crazy to like kind of like get to know more people here, and then they teach you about this video and about this crew. And like I think some of the first people that I've heard was like Tabarnak Pack, because they were like in the Laurentides, so like Dom Laporte, Martin Poulet, Hugo Pelletier, Seb probably forget like Marc Dandurand, Mike, a few like they had more people come in throughout every episode, but yeah, it was like those people were really cool, like Tabarnak Pack, like damn, this is like the sickest name ever.
That's like having a crew called the Fuck.
Always want to say it, y'all. Like you just have it stuck in your head. You're like Tabarnak Pack. And I feel like, and then Sebiv was skiing in Mont Tremblant, like pretty much growing up all his life. I think now he's up surfing somewhere and living a good life. But
I got a question just related to all this. So, from all the videos and stuff you're watching and all your early legends, like what inspired you most about them? Like, were you like attracted to the music that they had in the movies? Were you like, did you like their style of riding? Like, what was it about these people that really made you like them?
I don't know. They would just ski different than others.
Okay. So they were unique.
Yeah, for sure. And you like see people like street skiing, and you're like, damn, it's like they're creating their opportunity. Like,
what made 4x9 unique to you as a kid?
The rawness. 4x9 was probably definitely the rawness. Like, holy shit, this is explicit almost. Like, what? Like,
well, it's like figure on the trigger, right? It's like Tech 9, but like
yeah, it's like exactly. There's like a thin line where like it's unwatchable, and then like I don't know. I don't think 4x9 was like pushing the limit at all. But I just think as like a 8 years old perspective, watching this is like you hearing like G Unit music and like the Vegas, like people are just going like Fly God, and like still to this day I think this footage is relevant and is like speaking something. So I don't know, at 8 years old definitely was like a little like.
How old were you when you learned what 4x9 stood for?
Maybe a 40 in a blunt. Is that 40?
No, 40s, blunts, and iced out 9s.
Yeah. I think, sick. I can't remember when I remember someone telling me, and I was like, holy shit. Like, wow.
Because it took me like 2 years, and then when I learned it, all I could think about whenever I ran into that crew, I was like, yo, you guys have any 40s? Guys got any blunts? Guys got any iced out 9s? And they never did, and I was always bummed. I'd always go to the 4x9 house in Salt Lake City and ask them for 40 blunts or 9s. No one had iced out 9s, 40s old blunts. But I was all stoked when I learned.
Yo, sick. Yeah.
But I was 29.
Yo. That was relevant for me, man. You changed the game.
I love that. I think that's kind of a relatable experience for like a lot of kids. They just see the older kids being bad on video, and you can't help but just be attracted to it, and like, or not attracted to it, like just like drawn to it. Because you're like, I don't know anything about that life, and you're just like a kid. You're like, oh my god, they're making out with girls in videos. They're drinking in videos. They're
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And like all of that is just like, I don't know, like you don't like. I wasn't at all like replicating that. It kind of just maybe came naturally, but like, I don't know. I didn't see them as like oh, I just wanted to. I was just like this is a perspective, but yeah. Yeah.
Dude, to show you another video, because honestly, I didn't realize how much this resonated with me. GBP Rutland, that old Lucas Magoon snowboarding video, that had the same effect on me as a kid, where I was like, what are these dudes doing? They're like crashing into rails with their Broncos and shit. That was crazy.
You ever watch Lucas Magoon, EdJoy?
Yeah, of course. That's what I kind of grew up on, watching Techman's movie, which I was so hyped on. Like I just thought he was funny. Like at this point, I was just like, this guy is just funny to me. Like so baggy and like doing the biggest gap to flat and yeah, just being radical too. And like wasn't a pro. Yeah, I was hyped. I was hyped on Magoon.
Who was your favorite snowboarder in a Tech-9 video?
Magoon. Dude,
Mine was
open your part. Open your part with doing a graph and spraying your hair with spray can is to me maybe one of the best opener again to a part. Just like what the fuck? How committed are you to this? But
you have to be so little watching it. Like it's so funny.
I still rewatch it for sure.
You too. Lil Steezalino was my favorite. Do you remember him?
Lil Steez?
Lil Steez. So
probably a big memory of the whole.
So this kid turned out to be Neil Provo, right? Ian Provo is the ski kid, and that's his little brother. But dude, he was the most gangster 12-year-old. He was driving like a 6-4 Impala, like had the dog holding it, and you're like, what? This 12-year-old does what all the older kids do? So to me, I thought the youngest kid in that movie was always the shit. Him and then Mark Frank.
Sick.
Big up
like 1242 as well. It's sick to see like young Pep and young Tanner and just like a younger version of those people. But like it's sick. You see like all scheming and doing their thing. Yeah.
You're looking nervous, Ethan.
There's a dude doing I hate being parked outside and trying to do this, dude. There's some plumber that's like working on the business next door, and he's a big old boy walking around this building trying to figure it out.
You got a microphone in his parking lot.
Yeah, I got a microphone in his parking lot. He's just this.
So should we interview him?
Yeah, should we pull him in? Ask him his thoughts on Lucas Magoon.
Let's ask him if he skis.
But what I think is, after talking to you and seeing kind of your time schedule right now, and I'm kind of looking at it from like your late single, like say 10 to 15, right? At this time, you joined a little crew. You guys are pushing each other, but you must have super accelerated. And like, I can't do any research to figure it out, but like, what was your super acceleration of like, fucking like, I don't know, whatever you did, because I'm guessing
yeah. Okay, cool. So as I was like, I'm just gonna keep continue what I was talking about earlier, and we were at Filmmaking. So like when I was like into high school, I got into a high school who I could like ski, super blessed actually, that I could ski like two days a week plus the weekend, you know, so like 4 days a week, let's say. And then Phil Morin was like running this program at the school, so I got introduced to him by that, and like he heard about me before because of small contests and stuff, because I was just young and making some noise and stuff. And yeah, he's like the sickest coach I've ever had in my life. Why? Because I feel like he never like coached me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He always made me do the trick, you know, without even telling. Like, of course, he knew about like how a takeoff should look like and stuff, but like it was pretty much just like validation and like just like a homie like telling you like, why don't you try this? Like you did that before and it worked. Maybe if you just turn your head and it works. And kind of just been like yeah, he just had like a really good approach to like how to like push kids. Like if I wouldn't want to try anything, he wouldn't like try to make me do stuff. But if I wanted to do stuff, then he would just be there and be like, yeah, let's do it. So then because of him, he was coaching as well, like older people that were doing like NORAMs and COTs, Canadian Open Tour. And yeah, like Matt Doof, Dunlop, aka, or like Antoine Poirier, aka Dunlop, Luca Natal, aka Luke K, B-Boy Cartel, aka Phil Boilly-Doucet, and like probably forgetting a few more, but just to say like all those people had like a little nickname, and like I don't know, they were like my biggest style inspiration. They were older than me, but bro, they were the sickest. Like
Are they all Tremblant kids?
No, they're Saint-Sauveur kids, so that's the thing. Saint-Sauveur or like Avila back then, like if we like flew back to 15 years ago, was maybe like the Mecca of like bagginess in the world, maybe.
Is where we get
Everyone just had the biggest clothes, man. It's insane. Like just nonsense textile everywhere, like just so much fabric. Like beautiful. It's a museum, But just to say that, like, when I shifted
Mount Olivia shirts to any place, that was the location that got the most.
But just to say, like, when I was in Tremblant, like, of course there were baggy people and a lot of good culture. But when I like migrate to Avila, that's when it just like, wow, like this is how people like, people that had job that were working like 9 to 5 would come ski and have mad style more than a lot of like, so it's just like everyone has style. And then of course I'm super young, so like I don't necessarily have like too much style because I don't know who I am. But then the more I like realize that people have style, like, oh, okay, I'm aware that this trick looks super good and it's the same thing that I'm doing, but mine isn't. Or like, you just become aware of like people does tricks, simple tricks, but in such a unique way. Like, what is this? How do you do this?
Question quick. Why do you migrate to Mount Olivia from Tremblant? Like, is it a choice? Like, I don't know geographic location, but how do you?
Yeah, more like accessibility, skiing with my friend, Madouf, Lukeke, and
So how far away is that spot from your spot?
Yo, it's in, that's where we did the October jib.
Yeah. Like from where you live, how far did you have to drive to Mount Olivia or Olivia?
Mount Avila, like half an hour, 45. But that's when I was like, so I did like I migrated to Mount Avila when I was like maybe like 15, 16. So that's when I like, or like, yeah, 14, 15, 16, just because we had low, like regional or like region contests. And I was like old enough to like take the bus and like it was super shitty, but able to like go over there and make my own possibility,
So you could have skied at your location, not Tremblant, out of your back door, but you took a bus a half an hour to ski somewhere else?
A little more complicated than that because I don't live like back door to Montreal. Like I still have to drive like maybe like half an hour.
Okay, so it's not like
20 minute half the wood, and then like 20 minute out. Yeah, So I still had to drive. It was like I don't know really how I did it and why, but damn, the park was just so much better. And like filmers too were there, and like You know, like that's when you realize like you see actually people filming in the park and stuff, and like you're like, what?
So
But like, don't get me wrong, in Mont Tremblant we would like, pardon?
Is this around 2015?
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe
so
so.
who's the
16,
dopest-
maybe 16. Yeah.
Who's the dopest film crew in Quebec in 2016? Because I just got done with like the Irie Indians crew, you know, like I
Oh,
forget.
fuck, dude, I was just about to say that, but like, that was way before, I feel like.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they all got a little
Iron
older.
Indian is so sick, like the kid production, or the kid production, something like that.
Yeah.
It's from Quebec, it's like Les Gamins.
Yeah. That crew, Les Garmine is their crew.
Pardon?
That was the name of their crew, Les Garmine or something like this. Whatever you just
Hey
said.
man, yeah, it's old, man. I was like, I had the talk with ABM about it when he was still on the team, and we had a week where we just like ski for fun and chill, and we're just like going back on Vimeo and like watching all that's like just more like Quebec city oriented footage.
You ever watch the episode we made with young Emile Bergeron?
Emile Bergeron, of course, yeah. Episode 1, 2, they're all so fire. And
But
young,
like, 'cause I knew they were the dope crew right before, right? So like that's why I'm wondering. In 2016, I kind of left skiing, and I'm wondering then who took the flame, because there's always been.
okay, the dopest crew is probably the Bruners, man. Kind of Bruners, just snowboard crew. I think they're the sickest, and then like Stonehead. And I think in the for skiers we had the Brotherhood or brother something. Ski with like, I think that was more like Deja Vu maybe.
No.
That was one. Anyway, yeah, that was like more like Mike or Marc Dandurand screw with Seb, and I don't know. Fuck. There was a lot happening, you know.
You were just fucking stoked on skiing now at this age.
And snowboard.
Like, what are you? You're watching.
Seb Picard and Louis Paradis.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think skiers have made. Yeah, of course. Sorry, but like, yeah, they just, yeah. In my head, they're like ahead. You know, they're just.
I know what you're saying. Phil Casabon say the same thing about these guys. Like, as far as the respect you guys have for them. But so you're watching all these movies. You got these influences. You're traveling to the thing. And I want to get on this because what I know of you is, man, you're an Olympian. You're a fucking X Games champion. So you're a competitor. But I'm only learning how you're being influenced now by crews and videos and all this shit. Like, are you competing at this time? At this age?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, definitely.
Like, are you doing like the Lance Tour, the big Quebec slopestyle?
Yes. Yeah, I think Step Up Tour was just becoming a thing. I did a few Step Up. Definitely was. That's when I got on the structure because of Step Up Tour. Because I won there was like a Golden Crown one stop in Offord or something. Yeah. And the podium was pretty steezy. I think it was me and B-Mile. And then Dylan Deschamps third. And then, yeah, Phil Warren came up to me and it was like, yo, and yeah, that's how I got like introduced to the structure, and I was like, fuck yeah, like this is right for me to go there. And I was, yeah, again, back then I feel like I always thought Axis and the structure were the two coolest brand in the world, just because everyone had it. And yeah, they were like in the movies that I were watching, like I could watch them level 1 stuff as well and see some Axis hoodies in it, and I'd be like, what?
Fun fact for Ethan, Phil Warren, technically the fifth Phil, who is also a co-founder of Destruction Quebec City, or a co-owner, I guess. But yeah, he's the fifth Phil of Quebec.
I thought Philou was the fifth Phil.
That's the fourth Phil.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, there's 3 Phils.
Young, Belanger, LaRose,
Yep.
Poirier, Warren.
Yep. And then Casabon number 6.
Phil.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this Phil thing.
Yeah.
Eddie, I got a question for Eddie. I got a question for you because you're talking about how at that other mountain you're referring to. I'm sorry, I am so bad with French-sounding names. But the one you liked with all the people wearing baggy clothes. What drew you to that style? Because I think a lot of people associate you with very stylish skiing. You talk about 4x9, who had tons of style and attitude. So, what is it about stylish skiing, and just like if you could talk about that a little bit, because I feel like that's so closely associated with who you are, and it seems like it's always been that way. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that if you can.
Yes, sir. I think, yeah, again, it's like the people that I surround myself with. So as I see that my friend had actually was best friend with someone that would wear 2XL pants, that's when it become a thing. You know, when you're like your best friend are like becoming like baggies and stuff, and you're like, damn, this is sick. Where did you find this? And like, oh, in a thrift shop. And then you're like, suddenly go to a thrift shop, find some 2XL pants, and start wearing them. And then you do a cork 5, and you're like, damn, that feels so much better now. Like, this is crazy how better it feels. And we're just like, maybe it was like placebo effect, you know? But we're just like completely vibing out on like how like what you would wear almost would like make you feel good while doing a trick. And then like, yeah, again with like inspiration of like all videos and like skateboard a lot too, and all sort of like music, and yeah, everything kind of like just made me open an eye on like, I don't know, it's
all kinds of music.
A lot of like self-knowing as well. Like you gotta know what you like in life, and I feel like with discovering style, I kind of find a better identity of who I am, because I like tried stuff and I see what resonates with me. And then as well, I feel like it's a way to like express as well something, because I feel like then after a while of like really digging that style thing and like putting just time into that, I feel like you kind of realize that it's something unique, that however someone wants to like replicate that, it's almost impossible. So if you really work on something unique, like, I don't know, it just stands out. And I really just enjoyed standing out, kind of like doing tricks that feels good and that would stand out for my friends, because they had tricks that I didn't do. So I wanted to like stand out as well. So then when we're in a pack, we're all like kind of having all mad fly tricks. And yeah, it was like pushing each other's and like, you know, just and still to this day, like so much I'm learning trout style and like myself, but not even just from skiing now. This has become way more like just way bigger than expected, you know? And like at the end, maybe style is everything, you know?
I'm going to ask you quick, what's your definition of style? You might have just answered it.
Yeah, I just think it's everything. It's how you do a gesture. It's like how you're gonna smoke your joint, you know, and how you're gonna like drink your sip of water, how you're gonna cut your veggies, how you're gonna make your bed in the morning, how you're gonna like swim in the water, how you're gonna like clip your skis, how you're gonna like open your door to your car, to like, I don't know, like how you're gonna like write an email to someone. I don't know. It's like everything is style pretty much. Like
Do you think
can be
style is
anything. Is just how you gesture and how you present and how, like, you can make look a lot of stuff easy. And I think maybe style is that, you know, the art of making something look flawless, easy, you know, just like you're here and or just drinking a sip of water. I don't know.
Oh, do you think style is conscious?
Yes, I probably, huh?
Like,
Just-
your answer is style conscious for you.
Yeah, probably consciousness, because I feel like you definitely got to be present or like have some sort of like consciousness. Well,
That makes sense from all the ways you described it, right? Cutting food and like how you drink and whatever. So I know exactly what you're saying, even though I can't help you with the word you're trying to think of.
No, it was like, I was just trying to repeat the word that you were saying, but
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Thank you very much. Yes, because you're aware of what you're doing. Then it's like, you know, it's putting a little thought in something. How you cut your video, you're like, whoop, this one is easy.
Not just going through the motion. You know.
Yeah, I think if you're not conscious about your style, so there's a lot of things that fall under the same line of thinking, but if you're not conscious about your style, everyone has style regardless of you're conscious of it or not. So if you're not conscious of it, you have a style, but you have no control over it. But that's just your default style. But if you're conscious of it, then you could really choose how you move through the world. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Well said. I think diversity is our richness in this world. And as you said, some people have unlocked it or are conscious of it, and some people aren't. And that's the beauty of it, you know? Everybody's at their own little pace. But I do think, like, yeah, in that sense, diversity is our richness, and that's why style is so beautiful and can make everyone, like, I don't know, shine in their own way.
Did you like being different from the rest of your crew because, like, you got attention being the different guy? Like, do you like having attention drawn toward you, or was it more like a self-expression sort of way of being?
Self-expression is something that it kind of just happened. I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to be the black sheep at all, but also I'm trying to do me. So it's kind of like a balance of wearing not being a sheep. It's
a black sheep is. It's
like not trying to be a white sheep, but not trying to be a dick with leaving. Just trying to like fit in the mold with like my own little flavor. So
because here's what's interesting, Ethan. I think about you, Ed. Like, sorry to interrupt, but like it's perfect crossover from my question of when you got into contest, because someone we've only talked about style influences, 100% going into this still for however long we've been talking. But obviously contest must have came on the scene hard in your life and you must have been successful. Now, if you're style driven in the year 2016, I'm having a hard time understanding how style driven is winning. I don't know your stats. I don't know shit, but you obviously must have been really fucking good to get where you were at. And if you're this style conscious at the beginning of your competitive career, first of all, how does your competitive career start? This is what I'm super interested in. Like,
so Filmmaking kind of like had an opportunity for me to go to the junior national in Whistler. So first time I would like take the plane, and first time I would go somewhere as well out of like my province to go.
How old are you?
Like to go on a vacation, but I would go ski, so it would be sick. But then I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna keep skiing here with my friends, and yeah, I'm in grade 9, I think, or 10, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay here. I got school to do. I'm gonna ski with my friends. I'm chilling. And he's like, well, man, just think about it twice. Like, the contest is gonna be like for a day, and then you can spend like 4 days skiing the park, which is like Whistler Park, maybe one of the sickest and stuff, and then like just like kind of hyping me up a bit on it. Then I was like, true, I don't need to like only go there to the contest. I could just like go there and ride the part. And kind of just been like said yes after like a few weeks and went there. And yeah, I don't know, that's how it started. So at the beginning, I wasn't even like interested. I was just like, nah, I don't see skiing this way. I think
So you got to go to a junior national without getting points to compete there?
Nah, I just had an opportunity there. He had a spot for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go because I maybe that's not where I want to push my skiing. That's already at like 14. I'm like, maybe that's not where I want to push my skiing. And then he was like, well, yeah, you can still have fun, man. Like it doesn't, like, he just kind of brought that idea that contest doesn't have to be like bullshit and like negative. Like you can still make like a dope séjour out of it. And I had a blast that trip. I went there and it was sick. But kind of after, I kept that mentality that, okay, if I get an opportunity from contest, maybe I should think about it twice because now I can get an opportunity to go ski somewhere else, make some new friends, and yeah, who knows how long it's going to last, you know? So, and who knows how far I can go with that, you know? Like, so far I'm pretty out there. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and kind of kept doing it, and like it didn't take long. Like from like when I was like from 2016 till 2019, I feel like it didn't take a long period for me to go from like Club Phil and Mont Tremblant to leaving for SWAT and then going on the national team. I didn't know Team Quebec. I only was on SWAT Frisky because like I had to pay to be on the Team Quebec because they had a provincial team, and I wasn't on that because we had to pay more to be on that. And I was like, Phil Morin was running the provincial team and SWAT Frisky, so we were making deal with him that I would be on their SWAT Frisky and just pay him for the contests and just for the ones that I would do. So, because yeah, budget was tight too. Again, like we were four in the family, so as much as I wanted to like express my like go to every contest, like that's one of the reasons why I just want to keep it cool or like just do it for fun because I don't really know if my parents can fund me this, you know.
Are you doing programs at this time, or are you doing what? Are you doing North American World Cups at this?
North American contests, I think that's maybe 2017, 2018. That's when I start being first on that circuit, and then 2018 I was already podiuming at NORAM, like North America tour. So then I got an opportunity. I got an opportunity in 2019 to go to the Junior Worlds in Clapham, where Kimbo is hosted, and that's where I met Danny B, Matei, and Simo for the first time. And since then, it's like brother, like just the crew, you know, and happened to win that contest, which gave me spots for all the World Cup the year after. And I was 16 when that happened. So like the period of like me going to high school and being like leaving the club field and going into the national team was like within three or 4 years, like just like kind of like everything just happened. And it's,
you got second place at Junior Worlds when you were 16?
First.
You got first at Junior Worlds when you were 16.
Yeah, it was only the first place who had spots for the next year. So if I was second, it was like whatever, it's nothing.
Damn,
so
like, they don't have that run on the internet.
Yeah, I had it on my Instagram once upon a time. Yeah,
I got a question about something that you mentioned, because you said that like you thought it was interesting, like the opportunity to travel around and meet new people and ski new places. And I've definitely had that conversation with people that I'm friends with that get offered coaching jobs, and I think that's valuable to go out and see all these different places and meet people, even if it takes away from your, your time skiing every day. You can't ski every day if you're on a plane, and traveling all across the world and meeting all these people. Do you think that's helped your ski journey, traveling all the world, and especially the part of meeting different people from different corners of the world? Do you feel like that's helped you as a skier?
100% wouldn't be where I'm at without those people and without the help of the community, and the love, and again, when I went to the Junior Worlds, that's when I first met Danny B and Matei, and like a few people that right now are key people to me. Like Danny B is my mate, and that's the homie that I do stuff with. We're kind of, it's like for the first time I found someone that was pretty much like me. Like, of course we're different, but like had the same thinking and pureness and ways to see skiing and life and skateboarding, all sort of fashion. The more we know each other, the more we bound. And now it's cool because maybe 5 or 6 years later, he's here in this cottage filming, coming here for 2 weeks to film a project. So
is Danny B still a competitor?
Yeah, he's on the Austrian team.
Okay, so he still does World Cups and stuff.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing too, that I'm super grateful to have traveled the world early. So then I just randomly met those people, and after where I'm at now, where we're still doing a bit of contests, we're still seeing each other at contests, so we stay together and kind of do our thing, because we have to push through those days sometimes. It's not always easy when we go over there. So it's just nice to have a moral support that just feel you and understand you, and just like how we doing today, and have someone that can. Anyway, so it's cool. Even sometimes we plan after a World Cup, he'll just leave with me and go to my place, or I stay at his place. We're able now to use the opportunity of what our federation is giving us to link together and create something. How crazy is that? From if you get what I mean, it's the spider webbing is really working. And same with Ferdinand Dahl. I met Ferdy the last year he was on the World Cup scene, and we were on the scene for maybe 2 years before that. But when we first that 2021 season to 2022 Olympic year, that's when I linked with Ferdy for the first time, and because of our federation was at the same place at the same time, training camp, and we just look at each other and we're damn, you're fly, and damn, you're fly, and then we're just and then we're damn, you like drawing? Damn, I like drawing too. Yo, you like clothing? I'm just starting to make a design for a hoodie. Check this out. And oh, you make video too? Damn, look at my camera. You just get to be you just create real connection. I don't know, it's really cool. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, of course, skiing is really, I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't from traveling and putting myself out there, not just on the contest day, but within the whole trip, from the airport to when I come back to my house, just going out there and being me, and talking to people.
I think that's.
So I got to get back to something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you're 3 years where you're on the climb to World Cup scene. Because this is why I keep focusing on it. I view you as an artist more than an athlete, right? I always look at yeah. So you're an athletic artist. Your Cirque du Soleil on crack that's specified in skiing. And so when I look at it, I'm okay, so you have this special view of how you want to do it. you have this opportunity and contest. During that climb, like, were you trying to create anything, like visually? Like, were you filming a bunch? Like, did you? Because I
Yeah.
can't find anything on.
Cool. So then, the perfect, really great question, and that will perfectly come with where I was. I think when I like first win the Junior World Champ in Sweden, etc. 2019, the year after I get on the World Cup scene, and I come back home in like February, and there's this video contest in Saint-Sauveur called Summit Challenge, but before it used to be called Coors Light Challenge, which probably a few of the viewers will be familiar with the name, which is like a pretty notorious like contest that was created back then, maybe in 2010, 2009, yeah, probably 2010,
it's a video contest in Quebec, $10,000 first place.
Yeah, and then it was like 3 days before. That was the first format was like 3 days to film, edit, and release like maybe 4-minute video of you skiing with a storytelling. So it could be anything, just a storytelling. So people would like do acting, people would do like remake of movies and stuff, or just like make their own concept. It was crazy, like Belmar, ABM, Emile Bergeron, a lot of like big people. I feel like in the scene back then did those video. And again, that's to come back to what I was watching when I was super young as well. Coors Light Challenge was a treat for me because it's a nice storytelling that like people would put out, and like Alex Belmar would do like some crazy stuff like on his skis, and like just had him like studying and stuff. I don't know, he had a crazy concept, but yeah, it was really good. And then I grew up watching it, so I wanted to do it. So I ended up signing up with a filmer that I knew, and that was like the first time I was like introduced to filming. Like he had the FX3 camera, so it was like still like a pretty good camera, you know, like a good box, 4K filming, like first time really filming like something proper, you know. And why? Because they had money on the line, so the filmer was down to film and get some buck, and I was just down to like do that contest. So, which is, dude, I had like a blue jacket and orange pants. I was feeling myself like Tom Wallish vibes, and I was like straight up an alien coming from Mars, just crashing on Saint-Sauveur and just destroying the park as I did. And we did win best skier award, whatever. So we got like.
Oh wait, and that edits on YouTube?
Yeah.
Fuck, man, it's so impossible to find that. You think it would pop up first or something? I'm gonna find that after that.
Nah, exactly. Yeah, and then yeah, that's like when I filmed. We were like film, and then we would go straight to the studio that was like 10 minutes away from the hill, and relevant that studio. It's still the same studio that we go to today, you know, to make our other project. So it's like beautiful to see it like evolution. But yeah, I would go there and like for the first time like look at like a timeline and like pick and choose like what was good and do a full D-rush, and then like starting to align clips, and without no clue of how this thing would work, I had a direction. I was like, okay, let's put this 3 first. Okay, let's put the switch after. Okay, this, it's gonna complete the line. I already, with no clue of anything, I was just like with the editor, and he was like, perfect, keep telling me what to do, man. Like this is perfect. I was like, okay, cut this, a little slow-mo there, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of the day, we just made the whole cut together. So that's how I got pretty much like introduced to filmmaking. So to like film, be in the editing room and release it, like being at the like after party and like show it to everyone. It's like, holy, this is such a good experience for me to be introduced to the world, like of the world of filmmaking. Like now I'm ready to like film like a park edit or like something proper or like even street, who knows? Like, so yeah, of course, after that, you know, like the summer after I was just already cooking up, that's when I invented EdJoy, and then already start making proposal for brands, and without having no pilot projects or nada, just like
What
making
year did you win that event?
proposal for brands.
Hold up. Before we get to that, we gotta. So right in the middle of that, and well, actually, yeah, you could say the year too when answering this. But you said this is when you invented EdJoy, and I didn't even consider to ask you the origin of your nickname. But you invented your own like persona.
Yeah, of course, MF Doom style for sure.
That's so sick.
Sure, it doesn't have to be all on me or my own name, and that's again like something that before I used to be way more sensible with, but I had a hard time with Instagram, like where's that fine line within like yourself and like what your image of yourself is and like what you're creating, because of course like I'm not just a skier, you know, like I do so much more. So it's like I would love to like, I don't know, it's like it was really nicer for me in my head to like have it separate, where like this skiing thing, like the energy that I put on skiing is on EdJoy, and then like I have time as well to put in Edouard and like study and read and go to the museum and socialize and meet some new friends, you know, and etc. It's like, and again, like it would have been sick to like, yeah, I don't know. I was like really inspired by MF Doom as well, just being like kind of revolutionary, revolutionarying the game with like not revealing his existence, so people would buy his music without even know his face. So it was like just like a complete like fuck to this like just to the music industry. And I just think like, I don't know, creating an entity was like just something that I could have my private life too, you know.
How old are you when you realize you want to make sure you separate your identity before you're even famous or successful in your accomplishments? Like you won the Coors Light Challenge,
17 or 18?
Fucking
17,
damn.
I believe, that summer, and then I turned 18.
And totally influenced only by MF Doom for the idea of an alter ego, like not anything else really. Like that was the only thing that you drew inspiration from, to be like, wow, this is my stage name like thing, or this is my
No, I think I had good question. I think I might have had other inspiration within that time. I can't remember.
Because we created.
If we talk about artists too, I feel like Banksy is a really good one if you're familiar with artists. He's like a really dope street. Well, are you?
Yes.
If you're not, street artist that just never revealed himself, and he's like maybe like worth millions and millions of dollars, just and never revealed himself and just put out stuff, and it's just, you know, that type of thing that you like. What the fuck is fame? Like, you know, like, and I was just like,
famous. So
I was just like 17, 18 and not wanting to be famous. Like, if that shit pops up, like, whether it's only skiing, like, it's never gonna get, you know, like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was just like, I just don't want to be like all on me, you know, like, fuck this fame thing. Like, if I can just be low-key and underground for the rest of my life, like, so it be. So maybe Édouard Therriault is just like I'm just low-key and I love to be underground. So, and I want to keep it this way. So it was nice to like create EdJoy to put this little character a little more like as a stage character. But like, yeah, I love just simple as everything, you know.
No, and I find it super interesting because, like, you know, when like I started working with Phil and Henrik, and they just had their first B&E show, and then they explained to me how it was like personas they made because they loved Redman and Method Man, and then B-Dog and Idolo was like their made up personas to be these rappers. Like, and then I was like, yo, but this is iller because like B-Dog and Idolo is really Henry Carlo and Phil Casaubon. And so we always talked about it at the early phases. We're like, yo, that's your brand and that's an image that Phil Casaubon and Henry Carlo own. That's a talent that you guys have. That's something you can sell. So we actually had like I had the full business element of it, where it's like, man, like let's keep it separate. Because Henry Carlo, you're a business mind if you're selling Idolo. Phil Casaubon, you're a business mind if you're selling B-Dog. But they were just fun characters they created. And then there was this, because I think it's the right thing to do, because realistically, you guys you're selling characters. No one really knows who you are. Even though we're not like best friends or anything. So if you're going to put image out there.
For real, I think that's all luck, man, because I feel like it just all sort of happened within that idea of like having my own space. You know, it's never been like I mentioned earlier, like if shit blows up, but I feel like at that time when I was thinking about it, it was like I just want to have my space and like put this over there, and then like whatever this turns out, that's his own
what
thing.
Made you think it could blow up?
It goes, but at least I have something. It's not relied to my whole like confidence and everything. And anyway, but it's all for the best, you know. Everything happens for a reason.
I think it's
I'm glad I invented that name, because the more I'm in the industry, the more I realize it's a little hard to pronunciate my last name and sometimes my first name. So it's all love, you know. I think.
So let's go back to this point. 17, you come up with EdJoy. In your 17-year-old head, 18-year-old head, what makes you think, even for whatever funny reason it might have been, that you could blow up? And what would you blow up so big like that it would be an infiltration on your life? And I only ask that because
I don't think I was wanting to blow up. I think I just wanted to have like a safe space, you know, like somewhere where like I don't know, I don't have to put it all, like it's really hard to.
Had to have an example of someone who blew up. You wouldn't want to be like a Tanner Hall, a Candy Thovex, a Phil Casaubon, like.
Iberg, I think I'm gonna hop in. I think this is tying to what he was saying about style earlier. Like, if you create a brand new character, then every single thing that character does can be intentional. It's not tied to anything that came before it. So if you just birth EdJoy out of the blue, like, yeah, maybe Édouard Therriault does something one way, but EdJoy the character intentionally does it a different way and could tap into that. That's just like my kind of take.
So did you just not like people knowing your business before skiing?
Pardon?
Did you not, you know what I mean? Because it's a private thing. You have this character in case you blew up. So I'm interested now.
Yes, like you can say it like this, whatever.
No, it's really interesting to me because like what I find interesting is I think you're the illest. Just to put that straight, you know, and like when you say, oh, in case I blow up, to me, you're on the show because you blew up. I put the names, you beside all the names on this fucking show. And like the reason I'm gung-ho about you is you're special, you're different. You create your own path in film and in contest. And it's I want to learn more about you. You know, so like it's not to try to say anything negative, but I'm so interested, you know, someone who gives their whole life to something, but then doesn't you put a lot of effort into making sure certain things don't happen, but then you're not controlling enough to make it all happen because you already manipulated your situation. So if you have this character now, you control EdJoy 100%. No posts on social media. Who the fuck is EdJoy? EdJoy.
Yeah, exactly. You can control your character and do what the. But that's
I'm blown away. You don't control it more, like with your RC control.
That's the thing. I feel like when I created this character, I just had a feeling that it would give me much more freedom within time of what I realized what I want to do with skiing. Because at that time, I had no clue what I wanted to do with skiing, you know, and still barely, but I have optimism and yeah. So, you know, I feel like it's it's okay. One breathe in, because that was the essence of EdJoy. Just breathe in, breathe out, man. It's beautiful because now I feel really independent in the way I run my skiing now. I can do what I want because I've like throughout that character, I forged my value with my sponsors and who I work with and like how I want to present skiing and stuff. I just developed my little house, you know? So now when like I'm just where a stage where like, okay, in my house I don't want social media anymore or like Instagram, because I don't believe in that. I just believe in going out of my house, going in the backyard and making an event or making noise, bringing the community together, going out of my house and going to an event and show up for myself, you know? That's how I make my noise. That's how you know? So it's all like stuff that makes me like putting that character in place, just like kind of like allows me to like makes better move for the future and like stuff that like right now like not being active on social media like is a move that is like how I would never thought of like being on the top of my career and without running any social media, and it's the best feeling ever because now I feel like as so inspired and like there's so much more like I can see like what's good for the community way better and like needs that like maybe one day I'll be able to like cure, and then like even for how I want to like trace my route within that ski community. I feel like I'm just having a much more better perspective with having that character as a boat of like okay, EdJoy is going to Ghibli, okay, EdJoy is going to Super Unknown, okay, EdJoy and I'm just like just showing up and being me and doing my thing, and like it's just so beautiful and it keeps me hungry. Like again, like yeah, as I said earlier, I never loved skiing more than I do right now. So it's beautiful. And I don't think being out of social media or like just not releasing much content right now is how I will do my whole life, because I have a lot of stuff I need to show and I want to show, but it's all a matter of time of like how stuff got to fall in place. And I still don't think, or like I'm getting closer, but yeah. Let me keep skiing and I'll like, you know, let me keep skiing and keep involving myself in that, and like I'll pull out some dope stuff, but it doesn't need to be all in for you know, like I like to you know, like just a slow way up, you know, just like one thing at a time and reevaluate the situation, talk to the key people, and you know, move. I feel like it's nice with EdJoy. I'm able to like it makes me calculate my move almost, because I'm like, ooh, I want the best for my character. What should I do? How should I, you know? I don't think about like what should I do for my character, but you know, I think about me and my choice. But like it's kind of how it is, you know. Since I created that and I put importance and values and I structured it a lot with like beautiful roots. I feel like now it's like, okay, which direction am I aiming for right now? What hat am I wearing? And it's cool. And then like Édouard Therriault is just like learning how to wear a different hat and like how to do graphic design, how to edit, how to shoot photos, how to write screenplay, how to cook food, how to sand the deck, how to paint the deck, how to like just all sort of like skills that I can bring to EdJoy, and like, you know, just like business skills even, and like making planning and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. A lot of I don't know where is this going, but
no, dude, that's exactly where I wanted. I just wanted to break because you started to tangent so much. And I'm like, man, just so you know, before I take your half-second break here, like that's what I love about you. That's what I want to deep dive on you, because you created your own path. And give me 30 seconds and we'll deep dive in it. You guys can continue. Let me see how to do this shit.
Word. EdJoy, I got a question for you, brother. Did you? Then this is for the young guys. So Iberg's not even Iberg. This is good that he stepped away for a second. Did you influence Ethan at all earlier this year when he deactivated his Instagram? Because I interviewed him and he was saying that he needed like a break from things and a moment to step away from everything to get some clarity. So did you influence him with that, or like were you talking about him with that at all?
Yo, I don't know about this. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I was so hyped for him that he like when he because we talked about it. Of course, I was like, "Damn, you're a ghost now." Like, I've heard about that, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I want some EdJoy style." And I'm like, "Word," and I feel like he was just weird. He was just like, maybe I've inspoed him, but I truly think he needed it more than I inspired him. You know, like, yeah. I think he did it for himself, and like that's the best thing, because I feel like, I don't know, we all deal with so much. You know, like, of course, sometimes we have a great life, but I think everybody have their ups and downs, and I think it's important to like, when you need to like focus on yourself, I think it's important to like, you know, get the distraction out. And I feel like as a filmer and like being asked so much, like, can I get this clip, can I do that, always stagnant because you film so much, and you know, like, I feel like maybe his Instagram is like fucking zoo. So just like, yeah, I think I'm very happy for him that he like took that decision. Then like right after, like, just took that time, that month, I think it was maybe a month or two, took that month to like dive into him, and I was with him during that time. So it was nice. He was just like really with us, you know, like, and then a month or two later, he just breaks the internet with a video contest. Just come back in the game with a heavy punch, and just like, boom, E-Cook's making a video contest, $1,000 for guy, women, best trick, guy, women, and judged by like Brady Perrin, Owen, or like Osap, and like a few good people. And it was just like,
how many entries did he get in that?
Dude, he got a lot. He had to like cut it down for the screenplay, because he like choose like the best 10 one, but I think he got maybe like 30 video. Like, it was crazy. A lot of people submitted, and yeah, afterwards did the presentation. But you know, like, he's 20, 21. He's my age, and like, dude, I thought that was just the sickest entrepreneur move that you could do, just to like step out, take a break, realize where you at, and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it now, man. I'm just gonna like, you know, do a video contest. Why not? Like, just help out the community, just step in it. And now it just like, I don't know. It's like, yeah.
Just so you know, man, too, like, I think the smartest thing you guys do is to do that. You know,
just
like,
gain experience, you know, that's all he does. And like, I back that so much to gain experience, you know, because that is at his age, to gain that experience, to like hire a venue, like get the right projector, then get a smoke machine, then do the banner, then do the decoration, then do all the DJing stuff, and then once the day of the event make sure you do all the plugging right, and then like make sure the booths come in, the people are showing, you have your friend helping out, you gotta direct that whole shit, you're stressed the F out, and it's like, bro, at 21 to do this, like, I just think it's super sick, and like, I'm just really excited to see what's coming for this guy and this crew and the people around him, you know. Even Salt Lake is like a lot of good entrepreneur over there, you know. Jet skis are just doing it, and like, yeah, I feel like it's beautiful to see, you know. Why not do the same and your style, the way you want it? And you know, it's everybody does it their own way. Some create a pair of ski companies, some put out events, some makes videos, some just create facilities. Who knows, you know? Just there's a lot of need for this culture, you know. And
no, and that's
people
what I think.
like this younger generation, they're doing it, you know.
You're the youngest, like, that we'll probably have on the show, right? But I believe you guys are the super leaders, you know, because say, like, even when we hit the 25-year-olds that have already made some success with Olympic medals, and like, you guys are really going to have to change it. And what I see you guys doing extreme stuff like that with like turning off the social media is exactly what is needed, because you can't be someone that people really look up to if they're judging you every day, right? Like, if you put something out every day, like, how are you going to one up that tomorrow? It's not realistic. And why do you want to do that? You're creating art. Are you trying to one up your last painting with your new painting? No, you're trying to say, I make dope ass paintings.
Exactly.
But you can't put that shit out every day. And so I really respect, like, when you guys do understand that it's an art and it's not just something you manufacture and put out as much as you can, as high as quantity as you can, and whatever, because the art idea is why you are relevant, why you can last forever. And the athletic element is why you can actually last forever, because it can beat up your body if done wrong. This art, you know, it's like painting; it could break your wrist. But
so well said.
I want to make sure you get your props on that, and you and the younger generation, because I think, like, the older than you, they're kind of stuck, like, in a way it has to be the certain agents, the certain kind of things, whatever's supposed to be, and where you guys are going to be able to create the way you want it to be. And that's like the part of what I believe is coming, whatever the next revolution of the sport of freestyle is. It's going to be.
Yeah, again, you're right as well. And like, if there's no one that does it, I do feel it. Maybe a role in this, but I don't know. It's like, if no one does it, if no one stop using Instagram, or like decrease it because it's only fast consuming stuff that isn't art, like, or some of it is.
Well, you make yourself less valuable, right?
But exactly, like, if no one does it, who's gonna do it? And I have nothing to lose. I don't care. Like, who knows? Like, I just want to ski for fun. So like, maybe that's just perfect for me to paint this path, you know. And like, who knows where it's gonna go? But hey, I'm gonna trust my way, and I'm gonna keep skiing. And yeah, I'm here to talk if need, whatever. Yeah, it's all love.
Got anything, Ethan? I got some more, but I'll let you go.
It's just, I think it's so sick because, like, this is stuff that we talked about on the episode that we did together of Two Planker, you and me, Iberg, where you're talking about, like, the importance of turning yourself into a character and, like, being larger than life persona and being an artist. And EdJoy did all that without your guidance. Like, he just found that path on his own, and it's all the exact stuff you were saying, and it's all the benefits that you said someone would reap if they did that path. So it's just, yeah, my mind's blown right now. This is really sick.
He's doing it like, and you're doing it without a goal of success, right? So it means like say when I woke up every day in our generation, we didn't wake up being like, how are we getting paid today? It was like, what can we do because of the opportunity we have? And so you're the exact same thing, rather than be like, I don't get enough or I should get more. And so you say the exact same things, and so like, I think that's the formula, because if you make the most of your opportunity every day, like, I don't know. I read a thing once, like Usain Bolt would always say, like, how many sit-ups can you do? He's like, I don't know. What I can't do anymore, that's when I'm a failure. It's just the idea of you just do as much as you can every day with the opportunity that you have. So that's what I hear EdJoy does. And like, man, everyone wishes they could turn off their social media, and what the youth can teach you is you fucking can. So like that, and that's why I want to do this podcast too, because that you and younger are the people that actually teach us how it's going to go around in the future. So big up yourself on that, EdJoy, and all the other people that have the same path that aren't as lucky to have as big a platform as you to tell us about it. Because any kid that's listening to this and like wondering, do I need to post all the time? Can you do the trick that someone else does?
No, just be conscious. Just be conscious of what you're doing, what you're spreading out, and I don't know as well. Like, don't give a fuck too, but like put out what you want to put out. But yeah, I don't know. I still back people that use it, and hopefully I can get back to it, but more in an art way. Like maybe not even not posting any ski stuff, just photos. But who knows? Yeah, I think you gotta be conscious of it and how we do stuff, because I don't know. I just see skiing now as an art so much. Why? Because I feel like you can really express yourself within the trick. You can make a 360 look so unique, let me tell you, and I feel like that's like almost like just a painter painting for fun. And then when you like have someone to film you, that's when you have like a painter painting on a canvas. And then when you do the editing and put a music on top of that, that's when you're like putting your canvas into a frame and like, this is it, guys. This is the project, and that's why I see art. It's like when we
art artist. What do you consider? A contest as an artist?
Pardon?
What do you consider as an artist in the contest?
No, unfortunately not yet. But it's something that like I'm becoming more aware of. Where am I placing myself in that? And other sport as well are having that same conflict. If we're talking about breakdance, b-boy, b-girl, they're having the same conflict right now where like b-boy or like breakdance is becoming in the Olympic, and b-boy used to be like how it originated was like from graffiti and skateboarding, like San Diego and like San Francisco, sorry, and just like New York, and like people were like having style, and then like dancing to beat to like MC and MDMC run, and like then they would like do graffiti and like be like, fuck, your graffiti needs style, like just like this move, and then he would like make his graffiti like more style. And there's a super good documentary if you guys want to watch. It's called Style of War, and it's a whole documentary about b-boy and graffiti. And again, I think right now where I'm sitting in skiing, I have the same conflict as then, is because I feel purist in a way of like I see skiing as an art, and when it comes to competing, there's like athlete, and like why I'm talking about b-boy is that because now some people are doing breakdance that are like just doing like performance trick or like stunt, like just tricks to get more points, but then flow and style overcome in b-boy right now that part. But it's so hard. Like now people just think about, oh, it's a contest, okay, I gotta have the the biggest like trick
Degree of
selection,
difficulty,
the
point.
most point. But people forget about style and flow. And that's the same thing in our sport, is that we're forgetting about style and flow in the contest. So I see myself as a athlete artist, as you mentioned earlier. So that's why I was like, yes, sir. Although I'm only aware of it now. When I was 17, I had no clue. And when I was 19, not much as well. But I was going to the Olympic, and then in the summer, all I would do is paint and skateboard and resource myself for the next year. And so like the summer before the Olympic, my training was like maybe 3 times a week in the gym, but then the rest of the day was like being active, doing skateboard and like all sort of stuff, and then paint and like be as like creative as I can. Now my schedule is a little more filled with projects and school and more like structured stuff, but it's all stuff that I'm passionate about, and it doesn't feel like school. Like studying doesn't have to be like studying like something that you're not interested. Like just study something your mind is sticking to, and just
I got an angle
nerd
for
on
you.
it, and and it would help you in so many different spheres of your life that you would never think about.
Who did the Sistine Chapel? Who did that ceiling thing? Leonardo da Vinci or something? Was
The what?
the Sistine Chapel, that ceiling? One of these big artists, Leonardo.
The one like this?
Yeah, I think so. Ceiling?
Michelangelo, man.
Yeah, that sounds right. So imagine Olympics as the Sistine Chapel ceiling, right? Because that artist did unique things all the fucking time, but then all of a sudden they get commissioned to fucking be their best on a platform of judgment. Like, so maybe that's it. Because like you guys are so unique, and that's why you interest me so much, because I'm like, how does someone that's so style orientated get to the highest level of opportunity, right? Like I've seen it with Henrik, but he has a different path. Like it's sustainability with him. It's always progressing himself every day. It's the same thing. But at the same time, I mean, you are 11 years younger than him, so it's a whole different genre of what the sport is today, what it's going to become, and all this shit. So I'm interested on that, because I think that's what makes you ill, man. The fact you can have this idea, but then actually make it to the level of an Olympic. Because you have to paint when someone says paint when it's windy sideways, and you have to do it really fucking good in order to get that spot for the Olympics. You have to do it when it's pouring, when it's doing conditions you wouldn't necessarily want to.
And that's why you're so right on that, and I think that's why as well I kind of been like allowing myself to think left and right within my skiing career for the next years and stuff. Because I open rooms to EdJoy to do whatever he wants. Like if you want to just keep filming, okay, what's the option? If you want to just keep doing contests, okay. If you want to just, or just quit everything and just ski for fun and like not having to like satisfy anyone, just ski for your own pleasure and like start something, like have a regular job as regular people, which within all those thought of, it's really nice to be able to like think left and right without making any move, but like telling yourself that you could be this or that or this or that or that or that, and at the end of the day you don't even know what you want to pick, but there's just opportunities and stuff that you're like, okay, right now where I'm at in this position, I'm still on the team. I've worked so hard the last 4 years to be on this like stable plateau with like the team and etc., like Team Canada, and where I'm at with my sponsors and etc. Like, how can I like, what's my next move? How do I want to do stuff? And it's all beautiful, like I'm very lucky as well, like that now that I'm having like bigger question about who I am as a human being and what I want to do with my skiing. I can talk with people that are like you, Iberg, and Phil Casabon, and my dad, and like even like parental stuff to like talk about your career. Like, man, dad, maybe that's not really what I want to keep doing, and have like just great conversation. And it's like, yeah, it's really cool to be able to like have like friends and like older figure as well, and like even like it's I feel like that really helped me out, because I feel like where I'm at in my stage of life, and you guys probably felt like that when you were in your 20s, that you kind of ask yourself who you are and what you want to do and what is this
Even though, like 26.
How, yeah, exactly.
I'm still figuring it out. Yeah,
exactly. So, boy, it's like
44.
EdJoy is definitely like within all this beautiful thing, kind of like trying to navigate in this blizzard, kind of like, no, it's all love. Just like, yeah, I had some moment that I was definitely more questioning myself and like, damn, should I go to this contest? These people are telling me that I should, but I don't feel like it. What do I do? I don't, it's yeah, it's cool to like, yeah.
So you talked about being friends with Ferdy, and you were just talking about like your kind of conflict with the contest and stuff. And I know he went through that and stepped away from competing. So I was just kind of wondering what your thoughts on that are.
We were definitely like talking to each other a lot, and still to this day I'm like, yeah, how you've been on that decision, and like, man, this is real stuff that we talk about. Like, we had like the last year that he was on the tour, like World Cup tour, like we just had so many conversation. And I remember that's when when we filmed the Ghibli documentary, and I was there with him pretty much like every time he was doing interview. I was just behind the camera, and most of the time asking him the right question, because there was the interviewer as well, Matthias, which he was doing a really good job. But I do know Ferdy I kind of know what I wanted to let talk, and we ended up having such like nourishing conversation about skiing and how much hope there is within that community, in that small niche, and that what we could do, and all alternative, and where we stand as skiers right now. So he definitely had a big impact on how I think, and vice versa as well. I think I was a really good like validation person for him, or like rational person who kind of, I'm not for him to do contest, I'm not for him to quit, I'm just here to like see what's best for him as a friend. So yeah, I think like to see his way, I can definitely picture myself like go out this way right now and survive. But also, is this my way right now with the opportunity that I have? Again, it's all about making the right move. So yeah, and I don't want this move to be tainted with too much, so that's why it's cool to have like a complete.
And how old is Ferdy again?
He's 25, I believe. Oh, Ferdy, I love you. 25, 26. He's young. He's beautiful and tall, yeah, and healthy.
Another one, Ethan, on that one?
Yeah, it's really interesting, because now I'm just thinking about, man, you're getting the gears turning, Eddie. It's just crazy. Like, how, I don't know, just like how do you incorporate this into contests is all I'm thinking about. Like, how do you stay true to yourself and true to your art while you're getting judged, and while like I think of Knuckle Huck this year. I think of Knuckle Huck. People are doing creative tricks. Like, there's some really creative out of the box tricks that you can do on a knuckle, and instead it turned into a mini big air contest. So it's like, what can you even do to bring the art into it without it just turning into what it already is?
Yeah, I think people sometimes have too much expectation of what skiing should look like nowadays. So just, if you feel like doing a 180, do a 180, you know, and just like know that your vision is worth being told, you know.
Yeah.
I think Jossiwell was a pretty good person to, like, in the contest, let's say, to show that, to do his thing, to do what the F you want, you know. Just like, while he was judging, just decided to be like, okay, this one I'm just gonna do switch zero everything. And same in the pipe, and like, yeah, I think, like, again, it's like character like Matej and Danny and Tormo, to see them in the contest scene is really beautiful. And like Matej is really one that, like, I'm seeing as like the one who's like almost leading the trend of like doing what you want.
I ask because I don't watch all the events. Like, what means, so with Jossie, here's my biggest question. Jossie was a paid professional for a decade, not giving a fuck, doing a switch air at an invite-only X Games. He wasn't trying to qualify. He wasn't doing these kind of fuck you runs in a World Cup. Now, I know what you were saying
in the World Cup, but yeah.
But it's a little different being in New Zealand, who he is, how he has to qualify. And what you guys do is like a fuck you is not a switch zero, okay? When I watch the unicorn guy, or I watch you, your fuck yous are pretty fucking gnarly. It's not switch zero. So I get the inspiration totally. Big up Joss.
Yeah, I'm not in there. I'm doing crazy stunts, which again,
I'm asking you why you think like these guys don't, like, I'm asking because I want to give them their props from you. Like Mataj and whatever. So I'm curious, what are these guys doing that's going out there and being different and not giving a fuck, but they're still winning, right? Like, they're still podiuming, not giving a fuck. What are they?
Sometimes, most of the time though, I feel like Matej gets so fucked these days by FIS or judges.
What's he doing that's so crazy or so not crazy, or what?
Bro, he's just doing like Tokyo drift from the side of the scariest jump, rodeo Preds 1, lead Japan, and like same with like Sirja, Elias Sirja too is doing like switch, butter, bio 10 or bio 12, like just nonsense tricks that, like, of course that's gonna win. Like, in my head, that wins over fucking trip 18. Why? Because no one does it. And no one of the people who does the trip 18 would be able to do that. But you ask Matej to do a trip 18, he's going to do it thirsty, man, with a beer in his belly, man, if there's something, just to laugh at you. So it's like, I just think like people like that are like really important. And like, I'm not too sure what's the cure for that. But I feel like if just him representing himself is super beautiful, and I just want to do the same with how I see skiing now. And it's so cool because, to come back to your question, now I feel so much more comfortable and confident in who I am. So wherever I go, even if my coach are there or not, I'm going to ski the same way now. The same way. There's a coach, there's a filmer, there's whoever, or there's no one of these, I'm going to ski the same because I just ski for myself now. So if I show up to a contest and I want to ski the contest, I'm still going to do some big tricks, but I'm going to choose my line. I'm going to make sure I have that extra curve before that jump or that rail, or like find this line that just floats. And then I'm going to go film Danny B because he's building a jump in the backcountry right next to the contest because he's only in for bigger.
So you have no goal.
That's what we did this year, you know.
Of going to the Olympics, you just have a goal of doing whatever makes you feel the best that day when you have the opportunity at a World Cup? Or do you like dream of going to the Olympics?
Well, I went, and it wasn't really
Was
fulfilled.
it a dream? Or I'm asking because it sounds like you're saying when you go compete a World Cup, you're going for a feeling. You know, I can do this on this course. This is what brings me that. It doesn't.
Yeah, and then you do it because the team support you, and then if you want to stay on the team, then you have to compete at some point. So, like, if it wasn't from the team, I wouldn't do no contest. Let me tell you. But because they like kind of like push me in the right direction, they're like, you should do this. I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna go to Jet League after because I'll be in Europe because of that, and then like, you know, then I make my own schedule, and it's like.
So do you manipulate how you ski for a World Cup schedule? Like EdJoy turns on a World Cup EdJoy, and the other EdJoy is a different person. Like, does EdJoy World Cup?
Probably a little bit, because bro, the people that I'm skiing with in the World Cup are only skiing park, while I'll being like for the last 3 months only been in the city, skiing for an hour a day and building the rest of the day for 3 months straight. Like when you start spending 3 months straight just like not going to a resort, only be out there like with your car and your friend in a city and seeing like, I don't know, like just like homeless people and people like looking at you and being like, hey, keep doing this is great, kids are playing outside, or people that are super mad because you're in their property, and just like getting out of your comfort zone in so many different ways. I think it just like you got to put in a different character, you know, like there's no way I'm gonna well, not that there is no way, sorry, there is a way, and I just got to believe in it, know that like what I do is what I do, and that's why like I can do 3 months of street and go back to a World Cup and be like miss the final by 1 spot because I missed this little thing. But like I still think I'm out there. I still think my talent is like relevant to other people, even though I have no training in the park this season, or like in a snow park where like I feel like contest skiers now only do repetition in the snow park. They're only like, let's go park. Well, I just like, fuck it. Okay, today we're gonna go in a mountain bike trail and we're gonna ski this sick wall ride. It's in wood, but fuck it, it's sick. There's a little landing after, and we just like shape it and have a session on a wall ride that day. That's what we ski.
Why I find you so interesting, EdJoy, is because like for my personal reference, like Henrik's the only person, and maybe Tanner previous, that have high level success of being their own character, but doing something outside a competitive realm 90% time more than they're in competitive realm, right? So just like what you described, like your whole realm is not turning on to EdJoy competition mode, but you can turn it on. So it's a real fun thing to see when someone is able to do it and then find the ability to do it, because it's fucking gnarly when it's go time versus those triples, you know, and like what you're doing. So now I only want to talk.
That's a thin line too. Exactly.
I only want to talk to EdJoy, the World Cup competitor, right now. So EdJoy, the World Cup competitor. Like, do you have like dreams of winning the Olympics? Like when you go out to these World Cups all over the world, like, do you want to win? Do you want to do a personal successful thing? Like we learned that you're only competing against yourself. But
yeah, exactly. Now it's about myself, competing with myself. But no, I don't want to win a Olympic medal, or it's not my goal, you know. And I don't think it's something it would be like. I think I could do great without it in my life as well, you know.
Do you think you could win a gold?
Huh?
Well, I mean, you're going to go for the next Olympics, right? You're doing the World Cup season next year.
Yeah, hopefully if I can get qualified, something like that. I'm still gonna try out and do those stuff. Like schedule will be busy with finishing the Capiche movie and shooting for other stuff. But yeah, that's definitely the motive. But again, yeah, I think right now it's mainly about like personal achievement with winning or with like having multiple podium in World Cups. I did get satisfaction of my first time I got second place in a World Cup, because that was like a goal to like podium in a World Cup. But then afterwards, it just kept being less and less meaningful. Why? Because this is nonsense to tell you that, I don't know. It's like I don't know, a contest is maybe a little silly to like tell you that you're the best one. Like I still don't think I deserve like in my eyes I wasn't the best skier that day, or you know, like I see other like stuff that judges don't see maybe, and I'm just like, yeah, word. But I don't know, I think it doesn't have to be that like narcissistic or like egocentric, you know. Like why skiing is like, it doesn't have to be that, you know. It's like, why do you care so much about winning and stuff where like you could, I don't know, like before my runs I like tell my homies like, bro, you got this shit and I got this shit and we got this shit together, you know. And it's like I want my homie to land as much as I want, you know. And it's like whatever who lands at the end of the day, but like the contest doesn't mean nothing. I still think that the person who came last has a trick that I don't have, so why doesn't it make him better than me? You know, like it's, I don't know. Contest is a little silly sometimes, and like I'd way rather if it would turn more into like, I don't know, like style oriented, or like just promote skiing, like just make a show, man. I don't know, just like we do make a show when we make a contest, but like I don't know, promote it in a way nicer way of like whatever. It doesn't, I'm lost in that subject, like it just gets me dizzy almost, you know.
Okay, my random question from what you just said. So you said I got satisfaction from my first podium, but after that, like, so in relative compared to everything else you do, like it doesn't feel like an accomplishment when a bunch of people that can't do what you can do judge you as being really good anymore?
I just don't believe in their judging, bro. It's that easy. I just don't believe that what they think is real. So whatever they think who should win, I think it's bull F, man. Bull S. I don't know. Like it's all love to the judges, but at the same time, like, yeah, maybe they like maybe you guys should pay, maybe Fish should pay their judges more, you know, and have like full-time people working on like what is this like sport, and like I don't know, what is style, how should we really figure out how to judge, and like I don't know, there's always so much talk at like World Cups, and I always trying to go to those meetings. Every time I'm in a World Cup, I'll go to the athlete meeting and stand up for voices and just make sure everything's cool and like going towards the right direction, which I learned a lot about World Cups and how it rolls and how judging goes too. But yeah, I'm still not a big fan of it, so I don't know. I'm kind of just like doing my own thing in there now. I'm doing it because I represent, you know, because there's a bigger voice than just them and their crap picking all the money with fucking fists. But hey, I still think that if I'm out there, I can promote something that is bigger than all of us, and like this, their money and whatever they're thinking and their points. Yeah, I don't know where too much I'm going with this, but yeah, it's cool. I learned a lot. I learned a lot in life. I learned a lot in life because of contests,
Yeah.
or like how to discipline myself and how to achieve stuff. Don't get me wrong, contests was a great training for me, but I just don't believe in the system right now that much. Although it gives me opportunity because my provincial team makes me go there, etc. As we do know, like it gives you, like if it's not where the roles come from, it's what you do with the role, you know, and what I can do with that role. Maybe if it's good to spread out stuff, but yeah, right now I see World Cups and maybe Olympics for my personal pleasure and or like for my personal like growth to like ski those courses and do those tricks. But yeah, like if it wasn't from me, like yeah, or else I would be just like doing something else, you know, like I'm not there anymore to do it for other people. It's cool. I'm very happy to be confident in who I am now. And I like, if there's something to say to skiers that feel the same way, it's just that, yeah, trust yourself, you know, like you really just like time is a virtue, you know, and like even though you feel in a blizzard or in a cloud, sometimes just keep doing you, keep skiing, keep focusing on what you want to do, you know, and like love what you want to do. Stay inspired, stay healthy, stay hungry, and like it's just gonna show. It's gonna like everything is gonna like fall in place the way it should be, you know. And if it isn't, then it isn't. And I'm also ready for that, or like for that phase or whatever. But like until then, it's kind of just like one thing at a time, you know. And yeah, I think with following yourself and believing in what you want to do is like for me the right way to like kind of just like put myself in neutral and roll into that.
Add what you're saying is like to anyone who's listening, it's the only way you're going to stick out. Because no matter if you're trying to copy or be better than someone else, like you're always just chasing something, you're not creating shit. You know, and like that's what you can learn from everything you're saying. It's just like, man, like, yeah, you can do a 720 doper than the other guy. Why? Because you copied his style and held the grab longer? No, man, fucking make it your own. Because you obviously spend that much time practicing the muscle memory of that trick. So
yeah, and it's a lot about the journey as well. You know, if you have a goal, like a lot of people, let's say your goal is to win the Olympic, people are only going to focus on like going to the Olympic and that goal and going to work so hard just for that goal, but won't enjoy the process. And for me, now I'm doing opposite. I have no goal. I'm only, or like maybe I have a goal. But like,
you got goals daily, man. Your list of goals.
Like,
that's what you understand. Like people have to listen. You set goals when you wake up, whether it's gardening, whether it's reading, whether it's a jib, whether it's editing footage. So your goal list is really long.
Exactly, maybe way too long. But then I enjoy the process, which makes me go somewhere that like after within a year or two, I can look back and be like, man, this has been the last two best seasons that I've ever had in my life. For real, right now, the last 2 seasons were the sickest one that I've ever had. Let me tell you, what? It's so much. It was sick. But yeah, that's like why? Because after the Olympic, I was just like, nah, I don't want to keep going towards goal. I just want to enjoy the process and see where it takes me, and sort of that out. And yeah, enjoy the process, kids and folks and people. You know, you're gonna miss out, or else it's just gonna 4 years is gonna flash by in a clink of an eye, and you won't be, you know, like life is too short, man, to only focus on goals. You gotta enjoy the
It's
process.
so crazy to think about focusing, having a 1-day goal in 4 years. Be like, I'm gonna peak. You know what I mean? Like the whole Olympic dream.
Yeah, but when you plant the seed, you can eat the fruit the next day.
Yeah.
You gotta let it grow for a couple of years, and like that's the same with everything in our life. It just
But it's not about one thing. It's about these little things, all your goals that you set today, right? Like what you need to accomplish, right? The process. Now
Yeah.
they can do it. But when you really are about like, you know, I'd watch it in mogul skiers where like year after the Olympics, no one tries. 2 years after the Olympics, you start coming back because you don't want to get injured, right? And then like year number 3, so before the Olympics, it's go time. Everything's mental. And then you need to peak on year 4. So you're prime at the Olympics. And then you're either retiring or recycling that schedule. So like it's a bummer when you watch a World Cup athlete mimic the schedule and like you're nothing like the World Cup athlete. You do a lot of filming and stuff. But it's that's what I'm saying is really like when you see someone want to peak for one day. Because I had so many friends that their goal was February 1998, February 2002. Like there was no other goals. Like the Crystal Globe the year before was your maybe second biggest thing, because then you proved you could be on the World Championship course, on the Olympic course the year before. And then you could be like, I won on that Olympic course the year before. You know what I mean? Like it was all really fucking bullshit goals. And it doesn't set up and it doesn't give daily self-satisfaction where it's like, man, like even if you go set up a jib today, you had to find it. You had to have a crew set it up. You had to film it. And then if you didn't land it, fuck it. You can do it again when you're healthy, when it snows the right way, or when you have a new crew. Nothing's a failure when you work. And the problem I always had with World Cup is like someone said, you're 16th place today. And then a coach is like, man, if he would have got 15th, the nation would he would get a different pay increase and the national team would help him more. And then he could go to next event. And then all of a sudden there's stupid shit.
It's always
and you're like,
negative, or yeah. You don't see.
And all I could ever do when I dealt with World Cup people, I'd be like, were you perfect today? And they'd be like, no, but I think I should have got 5th. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, if you're a judge, the only way you can be judged is if you're perfect, right? You can't complain to a judge if you weren't perfect, because you only can complain for 1st place. You can't complain for 7th and 8th place. You can't complain for 30th and 32nd place. But now you have coaches complaining for 30th place. You feel like a loser. You're not really a winner. And what the fuck is the point of your life for next week? So I understand what you're saying.
My man. Do you mind if I get a quick going on?
Yeah, me too. Great time.
Go for it.
1 minute break.
Time out.
Yeah, sick.
You ready for my fun fact I was thinking about while I peed?
Yeah.
When EdJoy was born, if he's 21, 2003. 2003, I made 3 ski movies. Armada was started that year. And like, that's the year 1242 came out. Oh, okay.
So sick.
That's the EdJoy's age.
That's so sick. They're all the same age. All right. We'll pivot a little bit now that we're back from our quick break. So, Ed, do you have what's your sponsor situation looking like? Like, who's financially supporting you and keeping the dream alive? Because, it seems like the Canadian team is taking care of all your travel expenses for the most part, especially when you're like, hey, I'm already in Europe because of this comp that maybe I don't even want to be in, but that lets me go to this other thing that I want to go to basically for free. So is there anyone else that's like a big piece of the puzzle for you right now? Like, do you have any sponsors that are super showing up for you?
Yeah, for sure. Monster would say is my main one. Mm-hmm. Helping me financially, mainly with video, all video stuff now. It's been really nice to be able to have budget and it's cool because like all my video stuff pretty much does it all locally with like same filmer I've been filming 4 years ago, and so I'm like kind of creating him a little revenue for him to live, and like same with me, and we get to like build this little dream, and then same with Ethan as well, like make my friend live a little bit, you know. And then Capiche as well is one helping me financially with just sort of like a small like small percentage of like drops that we do, like when clothing or drop and etc. There's a little percentage that goes out to the team, and yeah, all of us get a little paid, which is super nice for, again, like putting into video project or whatever investment you want to do it. Right now I pretty much invest a lot of stuff in video, but it's all gonna I'll see that it's gonna come back, you know. If you put money into something, you're trying to grow something that can hopefully make you win more money, so then you can invest in more and then grow it, and then etc. And then I have my friends that I can build a bit, you know, and create a little platform and community, and it's cool. So yeah, kind of been doing that. So that's like having them support, and like Atomic as well is supporting me financially. So I have those 3 sponsors that kind of just makes me like roll on skiing pretty much. So like all the extra learning that I'm doing, like I still go to school and I'm still like trying to do a little gig here and there to like pick up some money, but it's all kind of like investment, as I see, for me to like one day with skiing. Right now I'm like just an artist athlete, you know, but maybe one day I'll become an entrepreneur, you know, within that industry, which I'm already starting to make step, but it's only got to grow, you know. And again, I see this grow within 5 years, who knows, and more. And it's cool to like already now starting to like plan different seed, because like I feel like that's my main job. Like the money that I get from skiing, I feel like is like for me to like put it back into skiing. It's not because I ski, it's to like have me to like spend, like go to town and go to ski mountain, trying to make things happen and trying to see where the needs are. Anyway, it's
you say you still go to school?
Yeah, but like just like studying online courses now.
What do you take?
That's how I do it, because you can do it. Right now I'm in graphic design. It's pretty nice. I've been studying that the last 2 summers, which is super helpful for all the Capiche stuff that I'm doing, because obviously I love having input within clothing and how it should look and how the design should look. So yeah, I've been helping them out a bit, and for my own personal job as well, like little gigs I get here for like, there's like a local skateboard company, and just like, you know, you just do little gigs, you know, like you have friends, you have connection, and I feel like that's what I do with skiing too, just create your own opportunities. So yeah.
Is Capiche a Quebec brand?
I'm so busy. Like, so, just so you know, Ethan, I'm so busy with project and like event and stuff I want to plan, and then future ideas that I need to plan, and then people to talk to. So like, I'm not lazy at all. I feel like if I don't ski, I'm just cooking something. Just, you know, and it's beautiful. Like I feel so productive every day because I'm like filling a need, or like keep learning about something. It's cool.
Yeah, I got 2 things. So, Iberg, to answer your question, Capiche is Ferdy's brand, so it's a Euro brand, and we're going to learn more about that when we talk to Ferdy. But EdJoy, question for you. So do you think it's possible to succeed in skiing? Because you need, like, everyone needs the money to keep it going. You need someone to support your projects at the end of the day. You need backing, and that backing usually comes because you have a platform, whether that's like you're a film skier that's blowing up, or you're on the competition scene, like. And yours, it seems like you got most of your attention through competing. Like, do you think it's possible to be the artist that you are without that backing that you got from the competition side of EdJoy? You know, because it's really hard, because I talk to a lot of guys that are artistic.
What sort of a path? Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
I'm already so inspired on it. And I think that's a path that it's starting to be painted. I feel like Phil Casabon is like still like leading a good way on how this pavement has been like put on. But if we look at like event, let's just say like Jib League. Before there was no Jib League, but now we have Jib League, which is like an opportunity for people that has never done any contest to have a chance to spend a week. If you qualify, you spend a week with like 10 or 15 of the best skiers in the world and get to have clips in an edit that's going to be shown on Slush or like whatever, and just like get mad exposure. Like, I do think that now things are changing and shifting, although you got to be somewhat an entrepreneur or somewhat passionate about something. I think in life you gotta work for whatever you want to become good at. So don't think there's a way to like not do this contest thing and be lazy and do fuck all and just ski and be able to blow up. Like, I still think you have to put to work and do stuff. But I feel like now people are relating like what people like or what people relate to is like realness and like, I don't know, like something that is not fake. Like, if people are able to see like something true in you, then they really have your attention. And if you do like have nothing in the contest scene, but you and your friend group are really dope and making videos and decide to go to the local event, to the local ski resort and make an event and try to make noise, you can. And like, you look at snowboarding, like you look at Dustbox, and they've been doing it so well. And then on the ski side as well, like Zoot Space, when they released their movie, I think there was like, they just changed the whole game for this new generation. And then like Chromat, and then Sued, and then Digit. Then
I don't know why you
we're older, but
why did Zoot Space change it? Because it always comes up, and I'm just so curious what was the big cultural
fuck, I don't know why they changed it, but it just sort of happened. Why? Many different reasons that is beside the whole video. How their idea of it, of like, man, I think the video came on a random Wednesday night, like the most fried shit ever. No premiere, no big thing, no like this is the illest shit. They were just like, guys, this is just another video. Like, you know, like they don't take themselves serious, and they had the gnarliest like, dude, the fucking intro is insane when the guy just jumps into the pool and the singing is just screaming like fire, and it's like this close to smash his head and die, and like you're just like, what the fuck is here? I don't know, it's, sorry for my language, but yeah, I think I just get overwhelmed when I think about this whole movement. And I think as well, like, who was allowed to be in that movie, how like I don't know. I just think all the people that were in there were like a lot of the people that I look up to, and most of them are like super underground, you know? So it's like, why do you love so much West Side Gun or Benny the Butcher or like Boldy James or The God Fahim or like El Camino or those people? Because they're the kings, or like Rock Marciano or Mac Homie. They're the kings of the underground, and like they stay true to what they think and blow up that way. And I see them as like, I see Zoot Space as like kind of like this, you know. They kind of like, they're the king of the underground, you know, and they don't give a fuck. And after that, after releasing that fucking movie, they just started doing a 5-year project. Who the fuck does that? Everybody's been talking about it, blah, blah, blah. We're not gonna like explain too much about it, but still, like, doing something different is what skiing is, what freestyle is to me, I think.
Yo, will they really make a 5-year project happen?
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Dude, so much could go wrong for someone's career. Like, someone's career could be only 5 years, and no one's gonna know who's that person is until, like, you know, it's crazy. But that's the love of the skiing, and that's how I see skiing. You don't need to have fame, and you don't need to like have all this attention to be hungry and stacked for 5 years, you know. Like, just be true to yourself and do what you think is dope, and stay on that, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes people just get too caught up on like how I should present myself, or just release. Just keep skiing, or like,
I think a lot of kids are caught up on wanting to be
focus on something that has like, I don't know, and don't take it too seriously. I don't know. It's only a Stevie.
Do you think it's in your generation want to be famous? Or do you think a lot of kids have like this concept?
I believe that they think they have to.
Okay.
But in my eyes, I think they should be more as like.
But do you see your peers, I guess, like other people in the ski world that are around your age, like going for that goal to try to be more known or be like, you know what I mean?
Not the people that I surround myself with. It's the people that, you know, I create my surroundings. So no, not in my surrounding.
I don't mean those people.
I'm so grateful for that. All my true people are solid people that I can look up to if I'm lost, if I'm in a good mood, if I'm, you know, they're just pure. But before, yeah, of course, before I had that in my life, and I was so insecure and not knowing what I wanted to do with my life because I wasn't with the right people or looking at the right mindset.
Ethan.
Sorry, I was muted for a second. Dude, you're so sick. I love this. This is such a good conversation, dude. It's so true. It's just, yeah, man. Yeah. And like, if Zoo Space started switching up how they do things and like do it like the more traditional way, it would feel like, because they've set the precedent of what they already do, it feels so inauthentic. It would be like, why are you guys doing, like, why are you guys switching it up now? So like, they're like, and we've talked about this in the show, like their mysteriousness and like the fact that you don't know everything about them, and like it's kind of a character in itself. It's a crew turning themselves into a character, which is kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You have
is Zoot Space jet skis?
It's a lot of the same guys. It's a lot of the same.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you, but yeah, sort of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't know. They just keep it so low key, and I back that, and we don't need to talk more about it because they're just so beautiful the way they are.
You as a fan,
like,
what do you know? Like, I'm an old fan.
I don't know. It's still as a fan, and I met those guys, or like some of them, like not because bro, there's so many, but like maybe let's say the filmer who filmed Zoot Space, because not just Oliver, but the other one, Sench, basically, who's like the god fine of like Zoot Space and jet skis and I don't know, just like, and still like you just gotta be friend with him to know his life, and that's beautiful. Like that's why I don't know yet this much, because I've just introduced myself to him, let's say last October when I was in Salt Lake for the Hazard premiere, got introduced to him and etc. And super cool guy and everything, but yet like it's kind of like you gotta be friend with those people to know about them, and it's beautiful like that, because I think that's what is life. But you see their movement, and you have so many suspicion on them because you've been hearing so much about it, but only like I don't know that. Yeah,
I always thought they were just a crew from Duluth or something, Minnesota. I know nothing.
Nah, pretty much Salt Lake oriented based stuff. I don't know, everyone's from different places, I guess, but all sort of linked in Salt Lake to like, yeah, do their thing. Yeah, big ups to them, man. Finland, French, SO, Sid too, bro. Shout out.
Yeah, I got it.
They probably won't, and those people probably won't even listen to those podcasts, but it's whatever, it's all love. Like, guys, keep doing your thing even though you don't listen to this. Just mad fucking respect.
What's EdJoy's goals, man? Like, other than like staying true to yourself, doing what you do, like what would you really like to accomplish with the opportunity and skill set that you have at such a young age, now knowing like what you have, kind of have ability to access?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I think right now I'm gonna just sort of like give back. Yeah, that's what you can expect, I think.
Yo,
the community in all sort of way. But yeah,
I got a special live breaking. Not really, but I texted eCook yesterday. I was like, "Yo, what should I ask EdJoy?" And he finally just got back to me, and we've covered a lot of the stuff that he suggested. But he said, "This is random." He said, "Ask him about filming at 2 a.m. when the cops came to the grocery store."
yeah, sick. Yeah, of course, man. That's vision. That's stuff that like I'm so hyped to be where I'm at right now, because the vision that we had this winter was insane. Like, just again, like, okay, how I'm gonna put this in is like how when you have a vision and like you're in the process, how can you not keep lost of the idea that you had when you started, and when you're in the process, sometimes you can get lost or can get tainted with stuff. And like, I'm so stoked about this year because I had a vision when I started this season and kind of stayed true to it the whole year, and that kind of lead us to that 2 a.m. grocery spot. But yeah, random spot we got pulled up, but I don't know how to describe that, bro. You put me on, E-Cook. But basically, like, we got surrounded by like 7 cops that thought we were gonna rob the stores, and then I basically told them that I was just skiing, and then they just left. Didn't take my name, not my license plate, nada. They were just laughing and being left. But like for a second, we thought we were gonna get shot. We just like from everywhere, we just get circled at 2 a.m, just doing our thing in a quiet neighborhood. We're like, what the fuck? What's happening? And we're just like hitting the most small spot you could find on earth, maybe, but like skate style. Like, it was like so sick, such a vibe, a lot of laugh. And yeah, we made it happen. We got the clip at the end of the day. But yeah, it was like, middle of the session, it was like, fuck, maybe this even not worth it. I don't think this is worth it. This is too shitty. Like, fuck it. But then I just kept doing it and ended up finding a flow and like just making it happen. But yeah, you gotta trust your way, you know? Like, again, within that battle, I was like, oh, this is too small. This is not like, people are not gonna be happy. But I milled around. I fuck what people think. I think this spot is dope. I have to write this spot, whether it's small or not. Just do it, man. Let's just making it happen. And after, it was just like, oh, sick. How did I route this spot? This is so small, but I made it look good, or like some sort of. So yeah, that was sick.
That's what's up. Shout out to eCook for getting back to me. That was a funny story. All right, let's bring it home, Iberg. Let's bring it home. We got 2.5 hours. Unless you got anything else you're dying to ask. Anything else you're dying to ask?
Oh, not dubious, man. I just want to say, as a person that's been around for a long time, man, and to see, like, I'm only convinced on who you are from the one time I've seen you ski in real life on the world's smallest feature. And that's how I judge your whole persona, is one day skiing like a 2-foot box that little children were snow skating on. And so that's actually like how I judge you, which is fucked up. But I just want to say, keep doing what you do, man. I think like it's beyond special. I think wherever the path brings you is going to be real and authentic. And I think authenticity is missing out right now and everything, because people are thinking what everyone else wants rather than what they want to create. So I just want to use this last statement as a big up yourself, man. Keep fucking killing it. I don't know many 21-year-olds that can explain that they know themselves so well. And there's very few that I've known in all of life. And it's a big skill set, man. A lot of people never know who they are. So
Yeah, exactly. And again, yeah, I think it's cool to know that as well. Like, to know that you're not alone in that as well. If you don't know yourself and how you want to do stuff, like, I think there's always a way to figure out stuff, and it's how you approach the problem. But yeah, thank you, bro. It's super nice to talk with you guys and get to explain a bit on my end. I really appreciate having you guys wanting to, or like giving me the opportunity to explain myself and just show how I just get to know me more, you know, because again, it's hard to know people just by video content or like Instagram pages. So I think it's always nice to see like who's behind this character type of thing. And yeah, that's something that I really believe in, just like podcasts and explaining yourself. So thank you for making that happen. And as well with other skiers, like that's so nice for a community to be able to know like how everyone kind of from different places in the world and within a timeline as well of different period of our ski industry to now kind of like trace back our history and keep on doing this. And yeah, Old Head, New Head podcast is looking flaming, seeing and all. Thank you guys.
Dude, thank you. You gained a new fan today for sure, bro. I am so stoked to see what you do. I'm so fired up right now. This is great, dude. This is awesome. Yeah. Before you go, real quick, this is coming out in the fall. Is there anything that you want to plug that people should be looking out for fall premieres, anything like that?
No. Nothing. Just stay hungry with skiing, guys, and yeah, stay healthy too, and tell your friend that you love them as well. That's very important during that time. But yeah, beside that, I'm just filming for a 2-year project, so I'm still just cooking, doing my own thing. I'll keep being, skiing and everything. But yeah, also working on some projects. So hopefully within a year or two, you guys will start to see what I'm up to. But yeah. Just stay happy and stay like conscious. Stay consciousness of what you're doing, your action, people you're around with, and be grateful as well. A lot of stuff to be, but at the end of the day, be you.
Awesome. Thank you, dude. Peace. It was good talking to you.
thanks. Have a great day, man.
Take
Peace,
care.
Iberg. See you later. Take care,
Adios.
boys.
Let's see. Okay, boom.
You stoked?
Dude, you were so right about him. He's awesome.
He's awesome. He's 21, man. Like, I just think, like, I don't know. My reflection is like probably the biggest thing when he gave E Cooks props on like putting together a festival and stuff and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, these are 21-year-olds that are like trying to create. Now, to me, I'm thinking about Phil Bellinger in Quebec City when he's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. They convinced like the biggest companies in all of Quebec to throw a party, and like he was the feature skier and all this stuff. And like, I mean, fucking, there's 5,000 people at a bitch with a foam party and fucking breakdancing crews in 5 different rapids and the skiers from all over the world. So what I was most stoked, what I took out of this is these guys are doing more. You know, these 21 and younger is like understanding it's more than just filming, it's more than just skiing, it's more than just this and that. What else can you do? Because there's so many things. So
Yeah.
it was awesome, man. I'm super stoked on this. Like, I don't know. I just want to go fucking talk to some like 18-year-old ill motherfucker.
Dude, it was so funny. The key to the whole essence of the conversation is when he said the phrase, and that's when I created EdJoy. And that for me was like, oh, all right, this is all, we're going down a completely different rabbit hole. That's going to be the essence of this whole thing. And that is the essence of this whole thing. He did exactly what you said. He made a character, and it works. It works so well. I'm going to keep
at a young level, man. And it's like, and the best part about it, what I think he explained was, he's not doing it because it's a business. He's trademarking it. He's putting a logo on it, but he's making sure he separates like his own reality.
Yeah.
Because you get judged so much from outside identities on a score that someone judges you, people liking your post or commenting. And he's just like, yo, fuck it. Since I separated it, it never touches my personal character, which doesn't make me depressed or,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I appreciated to hear from the younger generation was that someone really knew when he put his personal life out there. It was a controlled image because that's what I want for my children. If they're going to be on platforms where like people are judging them or thinking things of them, it's like, dude, it's not an interaction story. It's one dimension. You're telling your audience who you are, what you are, how you want to be. Be careful about it.
Yeah.
You know, EdJoy is fucking like not careful, but he's confident about what he will and won't put out there.
It's so sick. It's so sick. I love that. And who do we got next week, Iberg?
Fuck, we got Crichton next week. David Crichton. Like, we are fucking super duper stoked at the old head, man. Like, it's going to be a fun one. Ontario legend. So we're staying in Canada.
Beautiful. And what was the total tally tonight? I think you already mentioned it. 9 doobies?
Yeah, 9 seems standard for the 2.5, 3 hour series.
So you're at an average rate. Basically, Iberg is powered 3 doobies per hour. If you're talking about,
I think that would be a
horsepower.
good equivalent if we were to put in the first 6 shows. Is this show 7?
We started with new, so this might be number 5, and then Crichton will be 6, and then maybe Ferdy for 7. People will have to see.
And we got Chris Ben Shetler.
Oh yeah,
Big.
Whoa! Don't reveal too much now.
Whatever. I'm all stoked, man. So awesome. Fucking
Sick.
cheers. Can't wait to see wherever the fuck our next episode you are in. A van.
I already know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at my buddy's house, Jake Dubé, the marketing coordinator for Line Skis. He is not in Seattle, so I get to use his bedroom while he's back east, and I'm recording there. So that is where I will be unless something goes wrong. Knock on wood. I got wood in here. We will be in Seattle.
Sick. Then we'll see you in Seattle next week, buddy.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a great day.
You too. Adios.